What's going on, everybody? It is your humble YouTube live stream host, Timothy, back with another stream. How y'all doing? I've got snacks, cashew nuts, not cashews, cashew nuts. The cashews start right about here. And we also got some watermelon drink. Got a little watermelon drink down there from the 7-Eleven. That should be fun. So we've got snacks. We've also got stories. But before we get into it, let's set our intention for the stream. It's going to be an abundant, amazing, awesome, uplifting, encouraging, motivational, enjoying stream. And when it's done, we're going to feel better and be more at peace, more content, more joyful than when it began. So let's get to it. How y'all doing? 25 people already in here. If y'all can hit the like button for me real quick. Everybody who just came in, smash that like button if you want to. I'm gonna try something new because I never say that. So I'm trying to see if we get the likes up quick, what happens. Anyway, let's do some introductions before we get into the stories. We got Daniel, we got D Jackson, we got Angela, the world's best moderator. We got Jay Cortez, we got Easton, Danny, got a Daniel and a Danny. Okay, Carol, good to see you. Good to see you. It's going good. It's going good. What up, Kevin? Giselle, how are you feeling, sir? I'm good. I'm good. It's better than I was a couple days ago. So that's good. That's good. Already at 14 likes. I appreciate that. Lee, how you doing? You going to Del Taco again, Lee? Bro, this is getting weird. What up, singing? Thank y'all for the thumbs up. People who just also gave a thumbs up. I appreciate that. Some of y'all like, well, we're gonna wait and see if you do something thumbs uppy. You know what I mean? Before you get that. I appreciate that. Peggy, job well done. My locks, my journey. Hello. And Anari says, I just got a job. Abundance. Just got a job. So I'm talking about congratulations. Let's go. Here's about my story. Okay, I got a couple little short stories. One is about the dentist appointment. I clap it up. I got up the nerve to go to the dentist in another country, halfway around the world, went to the dentist. So we got to talk about that. And then the second story is I got yelled at. My average meal, hold on. What's going on with my connection? Can y'all? Okay, a notice came up about my connection, but can y'all can still see me? Okay, cool. I don't know. This internet's being a little janky earlier, but we ain't gonna stop the stream no matter what. So, country boy, I spend about $10 a day on food. That's kind of my goal. So, I usually buy food. I either get lunch and dinner or I buy enough food for all day. So my goal is to spend about $10 for the day. So like yesterday I got 4 basically meals for, I think it was like 9 something. So, but I can't always break it down. Like I don't eat one meal at a time. I just kind of buy bulk basically for the day, I guess. So about $10 a day is what I'm spending. Sometimes if I go down, like it might be more than that today because I went and got these cashews, but I think they were $1. So, or somewhere around there. Sunshine, how's it going? What up, Katherine? You're giving me I don't know what that means. You lost briefly, but we're back. Okay, cool. Thank you for letting me know, Carol. Tiffy Taffy, how you doing? So, yeah. One of the things I'm appreciating about Thailand is it's inexpensive. So I wanted to go to the dentist here because it's less expensive than the dentist in the States. I try to go to the dentist in the States just to get a cleaning. I have to get the x-rays done and, blah, 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 and all this. And it ends up being, $200-$300. And then they still don't want to give you the cleaning. They do the x-rays, they do the consult, and they say, oh, we'll push the cleaning back a couple weeks or a couple months, but let's get you in and get all this other stuff taken care of. So I said, let me try going to the dentist in Thailand. And I was going to go in Pattaya, but I was like, when I waited till I came back to Bangkok. So I went yesterday. Found it okay. I made sure I picked a place, very swanky looking dentist, right? It's 4 floors, very professional, very nice, swanky. Walk in the door. They greeted me in English because it's like obvious, I'm American or whatever. It's obvious I'm not Thai. So, they greet you in English. How you doing? The process is simple. They basically just take your passport, make copies of it. You know, you fill out the same paperwork that you fill out at every dentist. Not as in depth though, but pretty much that same paper. Any allergies, allergic to anything? Have you had problems with the dentist in the past? That same address. Which, I mean, I guess they don't really need my address. I was like, do I even need to put my right address down? Are they going to mail me something? Anyway, and so they were like, there was like nobody in there either in the waiting room. And they're like, oh, please have a seat. Very nice, please have a seat, sir. And then when it was time for me to come back there, it was like 5 minutes. My appointment was at 11. It was like 11:02, 11:03 maybe. She came and she had like the photocopy of my passport and my name. And she's like, this is you? And I'm like, yes. I guess that's the way they make sure. But I'm like, I'm the only one here. So it's me. You just took my paperwork. But I guess that's the process. She's like, this year's a guess. Takes me back, door number 6. The dentist or the dental hygienist is already in there with the assistant, right? And she's like, have a seat. So I'm like, man, this is quick. Usually got to go back there and then you waste it. Nah, she's already in there. 2 ladies too, which is great. I love that. And so she's like, okay, what's the problem? And so while I'm telling her what's the issue, the lady who walked me back there stayed in the room. So I guess she has to stay in there until they figure out what you're getting so she can price it or whatever. So I was like, basically, just had some stuff going on, blah, 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 blah. And I wanted to get a cleaning. Just wanted to check on some things. I wanted to get a cleaning. So they were like, rinse, please. And I'm like, we ain't even done nothing. But I was like, it was just, so they already have mouthwash. She's like, mouthwash. So I just rinsed it, spit it out. And they're like, fine. I'm like, oh, I guess they want to kill whatever you got going on first. Right. So she looked at my teeth and, gave me my real quick consult. Do this, do that. I kind of would have liked her to go more in depth, but I realized here's what I wanted, why I wanted to go to the dentist in a different country. Like, I'm very familiar with American dentists because I go all the time because I be in different states, different places. So I go to lots of different dentists. So I'm very familiar how they operate. And I wanted to see, is it different overseas? And one thing I noticed was like, she was not in any rush to try to scare me about my teeth. Because part of me was kind of like, well, I mean, that's it. And I'm like, well, maybe that's really it. Maybe in America, they just making it seem worse. But she was kind of like this. You are going to need a filling there. Doom. Maybe blah, blah. Anyway, very basic. I'm like, okay, I felt better. And then she did on the back end, go back and do some other stuff, but tell me some other stuff. But in the beginning, she's like, okay, here's the part where I had an issue. And when I said a cleaning, I never really got a chance to break down. So basically she did a scaling and then she did a real quick kind of like polishing. When I say real quick, it literally, I got back there at 11:05. I was back paying at 11:22. I got back there at like 11:05. I sat in the chair at 11:05. I was paying. I handed the lady back out front my credit card at 11:22. When I say she did the quickest scaling I've ever seen somebody do, she was like, I'm like, and then she just went, I'm like, this can't be it. And then she went around with kind of the polish real quick, flossed a little bit, and was like, okay. And I was just like, well, I thought I was getting the whole gym up, cleaning. You know what I mean? I'm like, well, I guess she did do every tooth, I think. I don't know. Like, I will admit, I left feeling, it was $52. It was $52. And she did prescribe me some mouthwash, like some medicated mouthwash. She did prescribe me that. Which ended up being $3. So here's why I felt a little robbed, because it seemed like it just went too quick. And I was like, that's all I get for $50. But what she prescribed me probably would have been $30 in the States, right? Who knows? So I did get my teeth scaled, lightly polished, and I did get the medicated mouthwash, which I did want because I had researched. And I was like, once again, I knew in order to get that in the States, I would have had to pay a couple $100 minimum and then the prescription. So when it was first over, I was kind of like, disappointed, because I was expecting it to be this great experience. But when I got back to my Airbnb, I was like, you know what? Between the Airbnb, between the trips there, the taxi trips there, and paying for everything, it was like $60, $65, maybe something like that. It would have cost me that to walk in the door at the American dentist. So, so mixed feelings on that, because I just don't know. Was she just like the very quick? You know what I mean? Like she wasn't very like she seemed more like a very newer. Because like when she was cleaning my teeth, like they dropped something on my head. Oh, this is what I forgot to tell you. They put a thing over your head that covers your whole face except your mouth. So like you can't see. She was like, "Can I cover your face?" I'm like, "Huh?" So they put a thing over your head, and so you can't see anything. It just your mouth is open and the rest of your face is covered. So they were moving stuff around. They dropped something on my head. I'm like, "What is going on here?" So I don't think they gave me the A squad. This wasn't the varsity team. I think they gave me the backup JV team. So I was kind of salty about that. But it was $52. So like I don't know. So I'm glad I got it done, but it was not the great experience I thought it was going to be. I thought I was going to get on here and be like, "You need to go to the dentist in Thailand." I was, yeah. Tim, I did not move to Thailand. No, I'm just visiting. So yeah, but I'm happy that I went. Like I said, overall, it wasn't too, it was what it was. Appreciate the sniping, Angela. How's the air quality treating you? Great news. I haven't had any issues with the air quality. So yeah, I mean, if people didn't mention it, I wouldn't even think about it. So I haven't seen any issues. So yeah, it hasn't bothered me, and that might be certain times a year as well. But it hasn't bothered me. Yeah, Jay, I've been a little lax. In 2020, I was really good. I spent thousands of dollars getting dental work done, and then I let it lapse again. So it's my fault. It's my fault. 100% accountability. So I gotta get back on the grind, because I've been doing my research and realizing that like, yeah, gum and teeth health is very important. So yeah, man. Trade bills went up. Yeah, it's crazy. You can't see nothing. They cover your face, which I guess that makes sense, because then they don't have to. It's that awkward. You open your eyes and the dentist is actually, I like that better. I like the fact that everything's covered. You know, Ty said, "Just got back from Vietnam. It was a great trip. Also a very humbling experience. You see how other people live in different parts of the world, despite the circumstances. They keep smiling. Facts. And Ty, I think that's why it's great to travel and get to go other places, and you get to see, like, it being here, it just opened my eyes to the fact that, and like, don't get me wrong, they got luxury and all the stuff here we have. It's not on the same scale of normality, though. You know what I mean? And so you just see that, like, yeah, like what a standard of living that's the norm for us, for other people, it's the standards of livings are different around the world. And I think it's important to see. Obviously, a lot of families, like a lot of parents with their kids, and I'm like, shout out to those parents for like bringing their kids to different countries young, so they can be exposed to that at a very young age. I think that's cool. Bill Burr, thank you. Super Chat Squad said Tim enjoyed the dominatrix. Then she covered my face and just hit me with stuff. It was, I'm going back tomorrow. No, thank you, Bill. Thank you. Yeah, it was an interesting experience. Part of me wants to book a dentist appointment at another dentist just to see if it's the same. Because part of me feels like that just wasn't their A1 dentist. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, I definitely, Tim, I always read reviews, always do research. The place has amazing reviews. And there were a lot of people coming in and you can tell wealthy people. So like this was there was a lot of foreigners with money coming in there. Like this was not the janky dentist. Like I said, it was 4 stories, beautiful building, 4.9 out of 5 reviews. I did my, because like if it's only going to be $50, I might as well go to the nicest one, right? So that's what I thought I was doing. And then like, I'm like, all these people who talk, I'm wondering too, if, some places you go And like, if you're getting the big procedure, you get a little better treatment. You know what I mean? Like, if someone's coming in to get like a whole mouth rewired or whatever, they get, dentist Jane, who's been there for 20 years, the rock star dentist. If you're just coming in to get your teeth cleaned, you might just get Susie. You know what I mean? I think they gave me Susie, right? So I think that might have been part of it. Is like they probably, it's like, bro, yeah, you just coming in, just gets you starting at the bottom. You spend a few coins and maybe you'll work your way up. So yeah, but hey, like I said, we got mouth felt clean for the month. It definitely felt scaled. And once again, I don't know if, like, you don't know exactly how. Like, I'm used to getting my teeth cleaned in the States, right? And it also costs hundreds of dollars, or 100 plus. I don't know how much of the stuff they do might just be like extra, so you feel like you got your money's worth. She might have been like, yeah, all I got to do is scale, do this right here, and it's clean. Like, I don't know. It was interesting. Phil, why go on? Your dentist gives you sunglasses, Ruby? See, you need the full face shield. Yeah, we Ty, blessed. We are blessed. We are blessed. But I also think about it goes both ways. A lot of the things we have to deal with because of where we live and because of the standard of living and because of blah, 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 people who may not have as much as us don't have to deal with. So it goes both ways. We are truly blessed. But also, I could see them being like, man, I'm blessed. I don't have to deal with all that. You know what I mean? It goes both ways. You know what I mean? Been there, done that says, you're my new crush. Oh, welcome. Good to know. What time is it in America? What part of America, Dove? Basketball, what up? Yeah. I'm enjoying Thailand. We're having a good time. This is week 2 after quitting a job, feeling free. Yes. Awesome. Will I ever get a grill? Lee, stop. Come on, Greg. Come on, Lee. Come on. I thought grills were dead and they start bringing them back. I never liked grills. I mean, respect to the people who got them. Like, I don't mind them. Like, I don't mind like a 1 or 2 gold teeth on a female if she's cute. Like, that's kind of hot. But like, I just never been into the full thing. Ford Dog says, you should really consider getting your blood work and screening at Bangkok Hospital. I was really impressed. $150 US. It's a chain I went to by Jeontim Beach. They have one in Bangkok. Ford, I think you mentioned this before. So I made a pact with my body a while back. I said, we made a pact together, me and my body. And we decided that if I don't take it down there to the doctor to get poked and prodded, it won't give me a reason to have to go down to the doctor and get poked and prodded. That was the pact I made my body. If I don't take it down there to get poked and prodded and blood work, all this tubes and syringes and needles, if I don't take it down there for that, it won't give me a reason to go down there for that. So that's why I don't do blood work and scratch, because I used to. There was a time, soon as something felt, whatever, I'm running to the doctor, blood work. They would never find anything. Nothing so as annoying as having the blood work lady call you and she's like, oh, Mr. Ward, we got great news. We didn't find anything. I'm like, I wanted y'all to find something. I'm sick. See, but when I was doing that, I was always feeling sick. By the way, kids, this is not medical advice. Don't listen to me. This is me sharing my story. This could all end horribly 5 years from now. Who knows? But this is what we are now. Now that I don't worry about it and I'm just like, hey, if I'm not feeling good today, I'll be feeling good next week. And I don't spend all the money going down there to get poked and prodded, my body seems to fix itself. So that's why, I'll go to the dentist. I know that's necessary, but I'm on that old school. If nothing seems wrong with me, I'm not gonna go. If nothing's extreme seems wrong with me, I'm good. The ancestors went to the doctor when they were sick. They didn't go to the doctor beforehand in case they were sick. That just strikes me as crazy. Like, respectfully, that's crazy to me. I'm healthy, but let me go check. I'm good. We chilling. Me and my body got an understanding. Alfonso, good to see you. Oh, in the screenshot I was holding, I got some snacks from the 7-Eleven. I had to take the trash out. And so you take the trash out just by putting it, what you find a pile where people have piled trash before, and you just put trash on top of it. And it just happened to be by the 7-Eleven, which I needed to go to anyway. So I dropped my trash. I felt bad because there was like a homeless lady digging through the trash, and I just put the trash right there. Sorry. I ran into 7-Eleven, got me some cashews, because last night I was craving a snack. I didn't have any snack food. And I got some watermelon drink. So yeah. I was not there during the earthquake basketball. And if you didn't know there was an earthquake, you wouldn't know there was one. I haven't seen any signs of it. So what up, Allison? Ty, yeah. I'm trying not to think about that, but I know as soon as I get back home, my stomach's gonna go crazy. Which it was a little weird the other day because I didn't eat for like all day and I messed that was on me. But other than that, I've been good. Moved to Canada, free healthcare. Yeah, but then I'm in Canada. We're gonna figure the healthcare thing out. We're gonna figure it out. I've never been the type of person to just accept things because they're a certain way. So I've been slacking in that regard. We're gonna figure this healthcare thing out. So. Oh, well, Ford Dog, I'm happy for you. Glad to hear that. Johan, what up? It's going good. Layla, I mean, I don't check the ingredients and stuff on the food, but I would imagine there's less sugar. Like without knowing, I'm pretty sure there's less sugar. There's less probably everything disgusting and that they put too much of in our food in here. Without knowing it, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Grab is cheap, man. Yeah, it was a 40-minute trip to the dentist, and it was $5. You know, no, I haven't been to any Thai boxing matches or the Tiger Park. Now, I basically just go out, take my little walk every day, go to the 7-Eleven, get my water. And then I come back to my Airbnb and hang out. Lonely Girl TV, how you doing? Good to see you. You joined the Lurk Squad heavy. I ain't mad at that though. As long as you come in when you feel like it and let us know you're here, I'm happy. But it's always good to see you, Lonely Girl TV. Hey, yeah, Tim. If a good dentist is like a good mechanic. If you find a good one, stick with them. One of the things that comes with this lifestyle where I'm always ripping and running in different places is, yeah, you can't keep the same dentist. You know, it's just not feasible. So that's one of the sacrifices I've had to make. But which is one of the reasons as I am, there's many reasons, but you know, I start thinking about home base more and more as I get older for reasons like that. Like it would be nice after 10 years, it would be nice to have the same dentist. You know, so Leon, I don't do favorites, but I eat a lot of pork and rice and minced pork omelets. Blake, I'm in Thailand just on vacation, visiting, you know. Actually, it's vacation / research. I wanted to do some, like going to the dentist I needed to go, but also like research. So you know, I'm just trying to, you know, see some things about different places. Hey, Diamante. Yeah, we here. Positive vibes only. Exactly. I'll probably walk for about 45 minutes. You know, I walk down there past the park. I get to the river. I cross the bridge. I come back. I literally cross the bridge, touch the wall, come back, and walk all the way back. So, you know, about 45 minutes. I try to do. That's my standard walk wherever I'm at. Blake, that's what you do in Bangkok too? Yeah, man. I'll just be chilling, man. Oh, yes, the second story, Carol. Thank you. The second story. So when I order my food on the Grab app, the place where I'm staying, it has an address, but it's not a real address. So if you type it in anywhere, different map programs put you different places when you type that address in. So I've been telling the Grab people there's a noodle place right on the corner. So I've been telling the Grab people to go to the noodle place, and it's been working out. They come, I see when they're there, I go out there, boom. So yesterday I go out there to get my food, and it's kind of usually there's a lot of people milling about. It's kind of slow yesterday, and so the lady who owns the noodle place was out there. And so I walked out, and I'm about to get the Grab driver. He had to move his scooter because he was blocking traffic. So I'm waiting for him to move his scooter, come back. And she was like, "Next time, don't tell them to come to my store." I was like, "Huh?" She was like, "Tell them nearby. Don't tell them here." She was like, "Because they keep wanting to come inside and talk to me, and I'm very busy, and I get angry." And I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry." I was like, oh. She's like, "Yeah, it's making me angry." But she wasn't saying it. It was an assertive tone, but it wasn't an angry tone. So I wasn't like, whoa. I was just like, "Oh, I'm sorry." So I got my food, and then I went back over there, and I was like, "That was my bad." I was like, "I'm sorry. It won't happen again." And she was like, "Just tell them to come nearby. Don't tell them to come here." She's like, "Because I get angry because they're bothering me." But she said it in a very like like grandmotherly manner because she's older. But she said it like a grandmotherly manner. But I still felt very bad because I'm like, yeah, that would be aggravating if just like, because I order once a day, twice a day. So I'm like, that would be, she's like, "They want to come in and talk to me." Which I usually get down there so quick that there's no, like, I don't see how they had time to go in there and talk to her. But anyway, so yeah, she kind of put me in my place on that one. And when I thought about it, I was like, yeah, that was but there's no other way to really do it. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna order my food today because I don't know where to tell them to come to because it won't. I don't know. I may just have to tell them to go to the 7-Eleven, and I just stand out there by the 7-Eleven and be like, "That's for me." We'll see. Yeah, but she. I could tell she'd been holding that one. She was probably like, "Wait till I see that dude," because she might not have known who it was. But as soon as she was like, "Tell him to come nearby, not here. I'm angry." I was like, "Okay, all right. Sorry, Graham. I don't know." But yeah, that kind of, and sometimes even though something's not a big deal, it like bothers you. And so I came back inside and I was just like, and I'm like, "Tim, you're not perfect, bro. You make mistakes. It was an oversight. Like you obviously couldn't know what was going to happen or see it from her perspective. So it's not a big deal." I don't know. It took me a minute to work through it, but yeah, I got yelled at. Yeah. Okay. All right. Sure. All right. Yeah. Yeah. I got yelled at yesterday. So, all right. So I was coming back from the dentist and I kind of was like, and then that happened. I said, it's one of them days, but I don't say that no more. I don't say that anymore because when you concede, "Oh, it's just one of those days. It's just a bad," like, then no, like things, no, it's every day is one of them days. Good. A day. Like, I don't concede. It's just a bad day. Nah. So I'm like, yeah, nah, we're not going there with it, Tim. You just had a couple things. Calm down. Digital cable, they have a thing called Grab, Grab. It's just like Uber. I mean, they deliver food. Can get rides. Like the packages. Yeah, it's honestly, in some ways, I think it's better than Uber. A, it's cheaper. Also, you can pay cash. So I love just paying cash. I don't want to put my card in there. So yeah, it's pretty easy to get around. Yeah, like because with Grab, yeah, you don't have to, like, the drivers who don't speak English, they don't say nothing. They might, pull up the phone and show you your information and just be like, and you say, yeah. And then it's quiet the whole ride, which I like. So yeah. And like I said, the 40-minute ride to my dentist was like $5. And if you really want to go cheap, you can take a scooter. Like, you just hop on the back of a scooter. It'll be like $2, $1. Like, if you're going somewhere, it'll be like $1. Just hop on the back of a scooter. I haven't tried that yet. For a dog, I've been. Usually I stay over in that part of Bangkok. So yeah, I go to Benchiketi Park a lot. Yeah, what is it, Lumpini Park, Benchiketi Park? Yeah. That's where one of my videos here was filmed. Yeah. The highlights of my time here. Y'all know me. I don't do much, Rick. So going to the park, going to the river, good omelets. I took a bus to Pattaya, Blake. I'm not trying to take the bus to Chiang Mai. Like, honestly, like, I've been to Chiang Mai and I do want to go to Hue Hin like one day. But like, I'm not trying to take the bus for 12, 14 hours for what? Like, it wouldn't. Yeah. I'm good. Like, I would do the same thing there I do here. So I thought about going to Chiang Mai. I would have flew though, but I don't know. Philippines is a good spot for home base. Yeah, Matthew. I'm still not sure that I would want my home base to be out the country though. Like every time I leave the country, I'd be like, yeah, man, this is cool, but like I really like America. You know what I mean? Like it's just so. I honestly think a home base for me will be in the States. At least the next one. Yeah. Basketball. I don't think it's the smoke season, so yeah. Bill said, rent a moped and find a cool spot for filming. I'll let somebody else answer that for me. That's way too much going on. That's way too much. And not to mention, yeah, we're good. We're good. We're good. Would I do a run through the whole city of Bangkok? No. I'm good. I'm good. Y'all, once again, folks, y'all do a lot more stuff than me. The people who've been around for a while, they know because they're not saying nothing. Like they know me. This is all I do. When I go to Mexico, this is what I do. Philippines, this is what I did. Like this is all I do. I do my little walks. I explore. I come back to my Airbnb. I live stream. This is what I do everywhere. So if I ever started traveling with people, which I'm starting to realize I'm bad at that, making the arrangements to travel with people. I take full accountability for it falling through every time as me. I think it's just because my schedule is so hectic. I want to do something with something that I have a very small window to put things together. And so anyway, but yeah, if I was traveling with people, maybe. But by myself, like I'm good, I'm good. My favorite sports teams. I don't have favorites, but I do have teams I watch more than others. I'll say women's basketball, women's college basketball is Notre Dame. Women's softball is college softball is Texas. Shout out to them. Just shout out to them. In the WNBA, I got probably Indiana and then Minnesota. But I don't know. There's a lot of. I mean, I gotta watch. The Mystic Washington. Gotta watch the Mystics this season because Sonia Citron. Chicago's looking good. The WNBA. I got a ton of teams I watch. I never watch wrestling. Yeah, I never watch wrestling. Meow's Garage. How you doing? Yeah, Grab. I like Grab better than Uber. Yeah. Grab sounds fab. Bars. Ooh, Tennis says ashwagandha has changed my social anxiety forever. It's numbed it by 1,000%. Takes about 4 weeks, 3 weeks at 450 milligrams to kick in. Game changer. Nice. Hey, I'm always happy to hear that people have found something to help with their anxiety. So glad that worked for you. And I've heard that from other people as well too. Yeah. Bill's coming up with a lot of ideals that I'm definitely not going to do. I'm sure they're great ideas. Spa, jacuzzi, sauna. I'm sure that's a great idea. Just not me. Instead of doing all that, I'm just gonna have my watermelon drink. Carson, how you doing? Lady made it to the Grand Canyon. Yes. It's chilly here, but the people are nice. The food is surprisingly good. Oh, okay. Today was orientation, a long day. Looking forward to exploring the park this summer. Yeah, Grand Canyon's a vibe. Grand Canyon is definitely a vibe. But that's awesome that you're finding the food good. That's one of the. Sometimes people are like, yeah, this is great here. Food sucks, but I'm glad you're enjoying the food. Okay. Yeah. Did you know it snows at the Grand Canyon? It's probably past snow time, but when I was there, it snowed. I felt so bad for like the guests because no one expects it to snow at the Grand Canyon. And so like nobody was prepared. Like who's bringing their snow boots to the Grand Canyon? It was crazy. Like no one had like, the scraper tools for your windshields. Like, people come to Grand Canyon, they stay a couple nights, they're on the road. Everybody woke up and their cars are like got snow on them and they can't see and it's ice. I felt bad for the guests. It wasn't so great for us either, but we wasn't having to go nowhere. But yeah, it snows in the Grand Canyon. It'd be chilling. Hey, Alderay, thank you. Super Chat Squad, appreciate that love. Super Chat Squad in the building. Let me give you a like on this. So what's up, Tim? Been a few months since I caught a stream. Welcome back. I've been chilling in the outskirts of Osaka, Japan, enjoying the slow life. Nice. Still watching the vids. Love the good vibes you're putting out. Hey, I appreciate that. Appreciate you still watching, still feeling the vibes. And I'm loving the fact that like you in Japan's, I'm a little jealous. You in Japan's living that slow life. That's awesome. I don't mind when people disappear, come check back in, and then, hey, I've been doing something. I don't mind anyway, but it's really cool when someone's like, oh, I've been doing stuff, but now I'm back. But just say what's up. Hey, Alder, I appreciate the love. Thank you. And keep enjoying that slow life, that Japanese slow life, that JSL. Let's go. Thank you. Oh man, we got the best check-ins on here. Oh, Rick, you like to go to art galleries, museums? Any interest in that? Yeah. If you see me in a museum or art gallery, it'll be on a date or something like that. Like there's some things that like I wouldn't mind doing. I'm not gonna do it alone though. So that's definitely a date night thing. Do I ever get lonely on the road, Carson? Yeah. I think, I mean, I can't speak for everyone, but I do know we're going through like a loneliness epidemic. So I think there's a lot of people who are lonely and they're not on the road. You know what I mean? So that's kind of, I don't mind people asking that question because it's a good question, especially if you're contemplating living a more nomadic life. So yeah, you do get lonely, but people get lonely in real life. I think the reason a lot of people hit the road is because they're lonely stationary. I look at it this way. I would much rather be lonely and be in a bunch of different places than just stay in one place and be lonely. Then I got, at least I got trips to look forward to and the potential of meeting new people and, and that's kind of, yeah, I know for me, yeah, if I stay in one place and I don't have community around me, that's when I start to wig out. But when I'm ripping and running, I don't really mind it. And I don't get lonely I'm not lonely all the time. It's just, some days it hits you. Yeah, I mean, some days you just like, man, it'd be nice to have somebody to talk to. I admit when times like these, when I'm out the country, part of the reason I live stream so much is like, it would be easy to, fall into loneliness. And it's like, Tim, you didn't pay all this money to come here to be lonely. So I live stream a lot. I was watching long gameplay live streams. Arc Raiders looks amazing, by the way. Game of the year candidate. But when it finally comes out, but for real. But yeah, I think we all get lonely. Operation shut down due to lightning. Oh, stay safe. I love the fact that you love how simple I am, lonely girl. That's awesome. Samantha Smith, what up? Yeah, you can make a different country a home base, Lee, of course. Northern Arizona is a different animal than Southern Arizona. Yeah, man, I found that out. I'm like, is it snowing out there? Because I mean, it had been. I mean, it wasn't hot, but it had been, previously it was kind of, it was, and then yeah, it snowed. Denver in the building. What up, Mark? Alfonso, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. Oh, you were saying that for Allery. Okay, because okay, makes sense. Okay. Phil finds peace. Hello. Yeah, we definitely we enjoyed ourselves. We don't do much, but we enjoy the few things we do. Breakthrough said, hug yourself, folks. Okay. Jerry says, it's good to hear different perspectives on travel pacing. I keep doing a sampler where I try to get a bunch of different kind of experiences, but I don't think it's the right way for me. And I mean, that's the secret is just finding what works for you. Yeah, if you're trying to do it one way, you're like, nah, this ain't working. And I know it's very easy, especially when you're traveling, to think you need to like do a bunch of stuff. Because I found myself sometimes people like, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? And I used to be like, oh, maybe I should. Like if I feel like doing some stuff, I'll do it. But like a lot of times I'm like, I just enjoy doing what I do all the time in different places, You don't always have to cram. Like if you come home from vacation more tired than when you left and it wasn't stuff you really wanted to do, Rebel, I'm good. How are you? Demeanor, no. You know me. I don't be in the streets like that. I don't be in the streets like that. Um, the old me would have been trying to, but I'm chilling. Meow's Garage. I have not had chicken wings in 3 weeks, probably. So yeah, it might have been longer than that. I haven't had chicken wings in a while. When we get back home, we're gonna definitely have to wing it up. But it's been a minute. The flight was a rough time. Yeah, I can imagine it's longer for you starting on the East Coast. Yeah. Exactly, healing girl. Yeah, sometimes you got, and this is why I think we should normalize starting over, or starting new chapters, because yeah, sometimes like you said, things get stagnant, and I'm sure when you first got to Chicago, there was times when Chicago was popping and it was great, but then like that chapter ends, that book closes and it's time to do something else. But we've kind of been taught to like, oh, you figure out where you're going to be and you be there forever. You figure out what you're going to do that for the rest of your life till you retire. And it's like, no, like sometimes you do something for 5, 10 years and it's time to do something else. Like you can do that 5, 6 times in your life, in your adult life. Robert, is it peaceful? This little back alley I am on is peaceful, but at night it kind of picks up. The Airbnb I was staying at here when I first got to Bangkok, it was not peaceful. During the day it was chill, but at night they was partying until like 4 in the morning. Like literally, it's crazy. The music and the partying stopped at 4. From 4 to like 6 was chill, and then like everybody started coming back out at 6. Not coming back out to party, but like people started waking up to go to work and stuff at 6. So you had from like 4:15 to 5:45, nothing was going on. But like they was partying until like 4. And then like all the noise stopped. And then at 6 you start hearing people get up doing stuff. It was kind of crazy. But over here it's kind of chill. Jerry's exhausted after the last trip. Like, I need a vacation. Just came back. I have not eaten anything today. Yeah, I mean it's early. It's 7:47 in the morning. So I'm gonna have these cashews later. And I think I have some pork knuckles and rice in there from yesterday. So, but I still got to figure out where I'm gonna get the food delivered to today because I can't do the address I've been using. So we'll figure that out. Well, Samantha, my sleep is off, so I've been up since like 4. Yeah, I've been up since like 4 a.m. and that was good. I slept last night. Night before last, I was up at like 2. So my sleep is so off that I don't even try to. If I'm awake, I just do stuff. And when I feel like taking a nap, I just take a nap. So yeah, I'll probably take a nap at like noon today or something and sleep till like 6 or so. Yeah, my sleep schedule. It's no point in. It's been how many weeks now I've been here and I haven't got it switched over. Like if I try to get it switched over now, by the time I'll have to just re-switch it when I get back home. So I'm just like whatever. We just you know I just sleep when I'm tired. Just so if I found another country that I was like, man, I could live here. Yeah, totally. I just have to find that country. So I think next trip I take, I don't think I'll come back to like Asia. I think I'm gonna go somewhere else, maybe Europe or something, just to see. You know, I've never been to Europe, so I'm like maybe the country, if or it doesn't have to be. I don't have to leave America, but if there's a country that I could spend half the year at or something like that. I said, let me check Europe. Never been to Europe, so let me see the vibe there. So. Yeah, my facial hair grows quick. I would much prefer it that way. I would much prefer it took me weeks to get a 5 o'clock shadow, because to my mind it's annoying to have to shave so much because I forget about it and then I look up one day and I'm looking scruffy and I'm like. So I would much rather the facial hair didn't grow as quick as it does, but yeah, grass always greener. Angel took the day off of work so you can rest up for the concert. I love it. I love it. I love it. Then you have to take the day off after work, after the concert. Take the day off work after the concert because it's due the next Monday. Is it because you're still too tired? Yeah, Diamante, there's nothing wrong with chilling. There's nothing wrong with chilling. Glad to hear you got over being sick as well. But there's nothing wrong with chilling, you know. Like in the grand scheme of things, what's the difference? If you get up and go do a bunch of stuff, yeah, you got some new experiences. But like, if you just decide, like, hey, I just wanted to chill out today, you know, it's still doing what you want to do, you know. This under here says Europe is a vibe. I'm trying to see that. Trying to see that. New Zealand in the building. What up, Andrew? Long time viewer. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate you sticking around. You miss your candy in Colorado? You can't get it in Utah? You mean like actual candy? What are you talking about, Lee? You miss your Colorado candy? What? But well, hey, at least you got your Del Taco. You know, at least you got your Del Tacos. Ooh, Davina? Did I say that right? Divina? Try to get me. Try to get me. I probably didn't pronounce it like, nah, that's totally wrong. I did get you. You know, that was totally wrong, sir. Get it together. You got to give yourself a day before to rest, a day after to recover. I ain't mad at that, Angela. I ain't mad at that. I'm trying to save that till I eat lunch. I ain't mad at that, Angela. Angela living her best life. This like concert this year alone is like concert number 28. I don't know, 5, 6. So Angela living her best life, man. I love it. As long as we're doing stuff we love. As long as we're doing stuff we love. Now I'm suddenly getting hungry. I'm good though. I'm good though. I'm good though. Yeah, I got to figure this conundrum out. I got to figure out. I think that's something you don't think about when you book an Airbnb. You just assume it's going to have a deliverable address. You know, these are the things that pop up when you travel. This is why I like travel, because like you will find yourself put in situations you just could not prepare for. It just doesn't have a real address. Like, how is that possible? I guess it's possible. We found out. Samantha, I don't cook, so yeah, I usually wherever I'm at, I usually go to the grocery store or I get food delivered. Um, Now, when home base comes around, um, we might start trying to learn how to cook. Just because, why not? I think it's time. I wouldn't mind learning to cook now, and I wouldn't mind the savings. And I think it'd be cool to, you know, like a lot of times, because I don't like to eat processed food or anything that's, you know, something like this is about the extent of something I'll eat out of a bag. You know what I mean? So I don't like to, you know, like chips but like, yeah, anything that's set on the shelf or can be microwaved, or I don't like to eat none of that stuff. So if I go to the grocery store, I'm willing to eat the stuff they've cooked. So I'm kind of at the whim of whoever's in the deli, or, you know, in the bait, whatever, what they cook, you know. So some days I'll walk down to, you know, Safeway or King Supers or something. And I ain't really feeling what they got, but that's all they got. So I'm like, it would be cool to take control of my food destiny, my diet destiny. So Sasha can't stop eating mango and sticky rice. Okay. Sound like me and the omelets. Oh, Kayla, staying in an RV camper for the first time. Nice. How you liking it? How's the experience? No other concerts till September. 9 Inch Nails. All right. You skip buying tickets. Wu Tang's doing a farewell tour. Ice Cube is touring. So many good shows. Okay. Showing your age. I'm just messing with you. Ice Cube. No, I'm messing with you. Couldn't buy any clothes in Vietnam. Oh, they just wasn't fitting you. And 3XLs are like a medium. Yeah. They probably don't have the, almost at 100 likes. I appreciate that. Thank y'all. Now, I will say this, Samantha, when I do learn how to cook, I'll probably just cook. It'll be a lot of chicken thighs and steak. And I'll probably just use the air fryer. When I had my apartment in Denver, I was heading in that direction, but it'll probably just be like, rice, a lot of rice, chicken thighs, probably. It'll be rice and chicken. Watch, that's what I'll cook. Oh, Kaylin, it's different from what you're used to, but it's an experience. Nice. Coming down to Merida, ladies here will get you nice and well. Maybe one day. Somebody needs to get me nice and plump. I'm trying to gain 10 pounds. We'll see. Alfonso just saw Anything Box live down in Austin, Texas. Is that a band? Anything Box? I'm showing my age now. Who's that? Yeah, just give me a little air fryer. Fry stuff up, keep it simple. Learn how to cook rice, and I have to make myself eat vegetables. I do need more veggies in my life. Yeah. Now, this is, like I said, I don't work out or nothing. Now I am down a few pounds since I've been here, and I've been sweating like a runaway mule. I realized that because I can look. I was like, I think I'm down a few pounds. I've been sweating. I'm losing that water weight, which is big for me. My water weight, when you only weigh 155 or whatever, is big. But and I've been eating better. So, but yeah, I could eat disgustingly gross, fatty, nasty foods all week. I won't get no bigger. To be honest, and this is gross, but I'll just poop it out quicker. So I don't get no bigger. So for me to gain weight, like I have to eat, like I have to eat, and I have to work out, and I probably have to do protein shakes, creatine. The one time I did it, my buddy, shout out to my boy Tony. He was big into like health and fitness at the time and working out. So he came up with like a plan for me. Like this was like one of the smartest people I know. My buddy Tony, one of the literally smartest people I've ever met. So he just sat down and came up with a plan for me. Like people would have paid thousands of bucks for this plan. He's all right, you need to do this, and like he worked out with me, and was there, I gained like 10 pounds in like month and a half, maybe something like that. Like I was it looked good on me. The girls I was messing around, they're like, dang, you okay, you cute, but like you okay. And then it was just so much work though. I mean, working out's already an ordeal. And I just didn't have the discipline to keep doing it. But it was the eating that was like, I had to eat like, I forget how many extra calories, like 3,000 extra calories a day, and 2 protein shakes before that. It was just a lot. It was a lot. And it just like, it wasn't fun. Like I don't want to eat that much, bro. Like, but maybe one day we'll get back to it. Potential plans for the summer. We're still, honestly, Carson, we're still figuring it out, that's kind of how I am is at the moment, just figuring it out, as we go. Veggies are good if you know how to cook them well. People always say that to me, respectfully. And I'm always like, I don't like vegetables. So like, and the only reason I get the only reason that statement, and not coming at you, Devontae, but the only reason that statement kind of bothers me is because that kind of throws shade on all the people in my life who cook vegetables for me, and I still didn't like them because I'm like, I've known some really good cooks, so like, I just don't like vegetables. It's not the cooking, because I can't throw shade on some women I've dated or my mom or like anybody else who's cooked for me. And just be like, yeah, they didn't cook them right. So I don't like, nah, I know some good cooks, bro. I just don't like vegetables. And people say it all the time. Whenever I'm like, I don't like vegetables, like, they ain't had them cooked right. I'm like, bro. You know how many people have cooked vegetables for me in my life? I just don't like them. I just don't like them. But I understand if you like vegetables, that would make sense to you. You're like, oh, you just got to cook them right. I just don't like them. You can ask anybody. They'd be like, yeah, tell me you don't like vegetables, bro. Like, you have to make them eat vegetables, right? Like, yeah, I just don't. I don't know. I need to know more. Todd Ryan Casper, how you doing? We here. Yeah, having a blessed day as well. Thank you. Thank you. Hope you are too. Savion just over there being awesome. Just being, and it's awesome. Okay, okay. Tyler, I'm not hungry. I'm good. You know, yeah, I'd be like that. Yeah, I think we all have foods we don't like. But then when we're talking, I think we all kind of do this. When we're talking to people about foods we do like, we suddenly forget we have foods we don't like. We're like, no, 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 you just gotta eat it this way. And it's like, bro, people don't. If someone put that in front of you, you wouldn't eat it, no matter how it's cooked. That's the way, you know. Like, it just. But we all do it in all sort of different things. It's very easy to. I know I do it. I try to notice myself doing it, but I'm sure a lot of times I don't. But yeah, it's easy when it's stuff we're into to justify it. It's like, oh no, you just got to do it. It's like, no, bro, I just don't like it. I wish I did like vegetables. I wish I did like vegetables. I'd eat vegetables all the time. They're healthy. I just don't like them, bro. Other than potatoes, yes, potatoes are vegetables. I know this. These things seem to take a. You've just been doing this too long, Tim. You just already know the patterns. Yeah, you've been doing this too long. You know the patterns. Where's Gratitude Gorilla? This is my suit. I gotta pull Gratitude Gorilla up. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I have bad news. So y'all know V Friends. Gratitude Gorilla is one of V Friends, Gary Vee's intellectual property. It's a bunch of different characters. He just came out with a new product, the Topps Chrome V Friends trading cards, which as soon as I get back home, I will be investing in. I don't think in this new set of cards that there's any Gratitude Gorilla cards. I was hot. I was a little hot about that because I was going through because I do my research. So I was going through the list and I was like, let me go up to the G's, and there's like there's graceful something, and I didn't see Gratitude Gorilla. So unless that's just the list of the new characters, that I just don't like. That's my guy. So I'm like, now I got to find another. I got to do like a countable anteater, or actually, I think it was Hustling Hamster and Generous Gerbil. Which generous? I like generosity, but Generous Gerbil it don't hit the same, bro. It don't hit the same. Hustling Hamster. I'm like hamsters, gerbils, gorillas, bro. So I'm a little aggy about that, but I am excited about this new product that I will be investing in. So yes. But I don't know. If you see me with a different character, is no disrespect to Gratitude Gorilla, it just ain't in the box no more. And I'm kind of curious why. Like, I would have thought that would have been a great character. Liver. Oh, Samantha, I love salads. I love a good chef salad. Yeah, I love salad. I drown it in ranch dressing. Yeah, I love a good salad. Robert said, you like water? Yeah. Is that a trick question? Yeah, I gotta ask about Gratitude Gorilla. I do. Yeah. Next time he's on Whatnot streaming, I'm gonna ask that question. Like, what happened? Because I have a Gratitude Gorilla from the Series 2 set card, so I wanted one from, and I, paid a decent amount for that card. So I just wanted to keep that, but we'll see. Vera, how you doing? Good vibes, good vibes. You're welcome. Cyan's good. Lee, I talked to him a couple days ago. He was looking into something for me. But yeah, I mean, me and him talk pretty much. If we don't talk every week, it's every other week. Yeah, me and Cyan talk pretty regular. That's my best friend. So that's my guy, man. But he's doing good. He's doing really good. It's always good when you got friends that are doing well. So you ain't got to worry about them. But I never had to worry about Cyan really. But yeah, Todd Ryan Casper. I eat a lot of salads. I try to eat because I know I need my greens, my roughage. I know I need that. So yeah, I try to eat a lot of salad. So yeah. When I'm in Myrtle Beach, the what is it called? River City Cafe. I go in there like they know me. After about a week, they're like, "Oh, he's back," and I'll get an order of wings. I think it's like 12 wings and a salad, which that comes out to be like $40. But like that'll be what I eat for the day typically. I might eat the salad for lunch, eat the wings for dinner, something like that. Sometimes I have to get something else too. But yeah, I always go in there and get salad and wings. Yeah, I can't wait, man. Oh, I can't wait to go back to Myrtle Beach. I didn't go this year. Have I seen the gorillas in Atlanta Zoo? I haven't been to the Atlanta Zoo, I don't think. Maybe when I was a kid, I don't remember. But no, I have not. I already read the message, Lonely Girl TV, you deleted. I already read it. I already read it. Savion, I gotta say, I'm loving the levels of understanding and the positivity you've been on lately. It's all working out. Yeah, you saw Cyan's name. Oh yeah, you were saying you're right. Yeah. See, yeah, you're right. Cyan was the one who put me on. Like it'll all work out. I'm telling you, because he was my roommate when I had my apartment in Denver, and we'd be sitting around like me and him would sit in the living room and talk. Like we'd go days without he come in, go to his room, I come in, go to my room. We never sat in the living room unless we were talking. There was literally like no furniture in the living room. I think we ended up getting a couple like chairs that he found in the trash or something. But normally 5 days out the week, no real interaction unless like we pass each other in the kitchen. Oh, what up? But we sit in the living room for like hours. So sometimes we've been there talking, right? Just talking about what we're going through. He like it'll all work out, and I'm like, bro, like he might be going through something. And we'd be discussing it, and I'm kind of like, damn, and he's like, it'll all work out. And I'm like, bro, you can't just write it off like that in my head. I'm like, yeah, you can't just. And then, 2 weeks later when we're talking, he's like, yeah, and then, that all worked out. And after a while, he said, wait a second, I'm seeing a pattern here. He don't get worked up. He don't get worried. He's just like, it'll work out. And then when he said it, he'd say it about me, yo, bro, it'll work out. And then it would. So like, I picked that up. I run with it now. So bro, it's gonna work out. There's a book I'm listening to now. I'll post it. I'll probably post it in the on YouTube, but the audio book of it. But it said something that's really it was talking about business, but it also could be like in life. And it was saying how like there was a guy who was like, they're like, why don't you worry? And when he made business decisions, people noticed he wasn't worried. He just kind of did what had to be done, and things seemed to work out. And they're like, what's your secret? Why are you not worried? Why are you not stressed? And he was like, God is my business partner. And he was like, I just let him do the worrying. He's like, I just let him handle the stressful stuff. I let him do the work, handle the worry and the stress. And I was like, that's brilliant, right? That's brilliant. You can just pass that off to God. You know what I mean? You can just pass that off to the universe, to the divine. You can just pass that off to whatever guardian angel or whatever part of the celestial organization that's looking out for you. I just pass that off to my boy, right? Whoever's in charge of the Tim Ward account, for the divine. I just pass it off to her, him, them, whatever. Be like, hey, my guardian angel, if you will. They can do the stress. I just have to live it. They can handle the stress part. I was like, that's brilliant, bro. Like it's mind blowing. Okay. Sal doesn't sound good right now. Bella Rose, hello. It'll work itself out. That's what life does. Things happen in life. That's the universe working itself out. Like it doesn't always work out the way we want it to, but like even in those times, a lot of times you look back later and like, oh, I'm kind of glad it did. It went that way. Like it all works out. Like, and realizing that allows you to not stress as much, allows you to be calmer, allows you less anxiety. Those are all states in which we make better decisions, right? When we're all worked up, we're so anxious, we're so stressed, we make horrible decisions. When I'm scared, I make horrible decisions. That's why I'm always like, Tim, do not make decisions out of fear. Whenever you make decisions out of fear, even if it doesn't turn out, I'm exaggerating about horrible, but like, even if it doesn't turn out like horrible, a lot of times I'll see if I make a decision out of fear, it takes me longer to get where I'm trying to go. I got to go all the way around. I could have just went, so I'm like, don't make decisions out of fear. Don't get wrapped up in worry, anxiety, stress, because then you make bad decisions, bro, or not so good decisions. Better to just, hey, it's going to do what it's going to do. I really don't have to worry about it, Appreciate you asking people to hit the like button, Angela. Alfonso said, Jesus is my CEO. Okay, let's get it. Let's go. You need it all work out type of gal. Yeah, man. I had an ex-girlfriend who was a lot like that too. She was very just like, I really admired that about her. Like she was just, she didn't get too worked up. She didn't get too stressed. She's like, whatever. She just go take a nap, whatever. And things always work, She said, let's go take a nap, buddy. You think you are getting better at handling not knowing what decisions to make in life? And I think it takes exercise. It takes practice, It's not something I think we're a lot of us are taught, so we kind of have to teach ourselves. But the teaching and the practice shows us that it works, and then it's easier to do. Once you get to that place where like, I have no clue what's going on or what I'm going to do, but it'll work out eventually. I just gotta I'm trying to get to the point where I tell myself, like, I just have to not make bad decisions, right? I may not know what the good decision is. I may not know the best decision. My job is just to make bad decisions until like the better decisions show up. Because sometimes we're in a rush. We just, this for me at least, I got to do something about, and I just make a rash decision. My job is just not make bad decisions until like God opens the doors. The universe shows me the way. The path becomes illuminated. So you just got to make decent decisions until the really good decisions show up. Just don't make the bad decisions, Tim. Lonely Girl TV, thank you. Super Chat Squad, thank you so much. Said I couldn't super chat for a while. Is it working now? Yeah, it's working. Thank you. I appreciate that love. It is working. I appreciate that. That means the world to me, your support. Thank you. I appreciate you continuing, not giving up on it. So appreciate that. Abundance, let's go. LGT, Lonely Girl TV. Wow, Lee said Frontier's gotten so bad, almost a Greyhound, Denver to Salt Lake City. Oof. Smiley said it exactly. If it's meant for you, it's meant for you. A woman, a very nice woman that I still remember her name, and this has been, I don't know how many years, but schooled me to that years ago, and I wasn't, she was very chill about like our relationship, and she was like, hey, if it's meant to be more than what it is, it will be more than what it is, and we got to figure out, but I was in my 20s at the time. She was in her 30s. She's a little wiser than me, but I'll never forget, like, just be like, hey, if it's meant for us to be this, it's going to be that. Like you don't have to force, just let it be. And I think that's wisdom. Lost Poets, thank you. We definitely gonna keep talking, and hopefully, the words keep being full of truth and inspiration. Hopefully. Yeah, Smiley. That's and I think a lot of times when we get, I know for me, when I get, a lot of it is worrying about, society. What will people think? What should I be doing? We're good about that in life. When we're trying to figure out what decision to make, a lot of times it's like, oh, at this age, what should I be doing? All the societal pressure and these societal norms and all these viewpoints and the programming comes into it. And so it makes making the decision so much harder if we just be kind of like, what do I want to do? Or it's just like, hey, I just need to, chill until, the right door opens. And then I'll know, you know what I mean? But it's like a lot of times, oh man, I'm this and that. I need to be this. Why am I not? It's like, all that's not real. None of that means anything. That's making decisions out of fear is right along with like making decisions out of fear of like what other people will say, out of making decisions out of like societal expectation. That's horrible too. It's horrible too. It rarely ends well. Right? When things work themselves out beautifully and you look back and be like, wow, that was divine intervention. Like this was my blessing. This was meant for me. It's rarely in line with like societal expectation, right? It's in line with you. It's in line with us. It's in line with, the essence of life, but it's rarely just like, oh man, that worked out. I'm so happy that worked out. It's rarely in line with like that type of unreal stuff, Mars Comedy said, love the content, watch our videos. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. And I appreciate you commenting and saying so. I feel like a lot of people who previously like lurked are starting to come and say hello. It's the community. It's an amazing community. People feel compelled to say what's up. Yeah, no, I love it. Comedy Podcast Patrol. So Tim, when did you decide you didn't want kids? Was being more free? Did being more free have anything to do with the decision? Yes. I never really wanted kids. When I was younger, I just assumed I was going to have them because everybody has kids. And when I was younger, I was in them streets. So like, your number comes up. And I've been very transparent about this. My number did come up a few times. I did not know this second part. My number did come up a couple of times, but the women involved chose not to have the kids. I was not consulted, and I honestly didn't even. It came to me meditating one day. I think somewhere in the back of my mind, maybe because no one's ever told, to this day, no one ever told me. I just know. I think maybe somewhere in the back of my mind, I low-key knew and suppressed it until recently, until a few years ago. But I just thought I would have kids because I'm like, if I'm out here in these streets, eventually your number comes up. But like when I kind of got out of that phase and I was like, okay, Tim, you're strong enough to not be, putting it down all over town. And it became like, oh, if I have kids now, it'll be because I want kids. I realized like, yeah, I've never been like, oh, I want to be a father. Like, yeah, it just seems, seems like a lot of work and a lot of money. Now, as I'm getting older, you do start to have those urges to like pass down information. And I realized I'm like, oh, that's the part of me that would have been a father, because it's in our genes to, so in our DNA to kind of, and I'm like, oh, I'm feeling that. But as far as like actually having kids, nah, like I like my freedom. Like I just, and that's no disrespect to, procreation or, fatherhood. There's a lot of people doing it. So I think I'm good. Oh, Todd, I appreciate that. You don't miss a live stream. I put on the cash video, let them run throughout the day. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Hey, Smiley, it is always good to hear someone who's like living their life on their own terms. Just like, I'm doing what's best for me, whatever that looks like. I have not seen Jesus Christ Superstar. No, I'll be honest. I don't really watch a lot of Jesus-y, Christian-y, religious stuff. Yeah. It's not. I shouldn't have frowned. It's just not my vibe. The Executioner, check it in. How you doing? It's like busy. The Executioner, how you doing? I'm great. Work's good. I don't know. That's funny to me in my head. Like if someone actually was an executioner, and you're like, "How's work?" They're like, "Great." You know what I mean? Like, okay, there's a joke there. The Absurdist, what up? Glad we're brightening your day. That's awesome. The positivity and weird. Yeah, I definitely am not going to watch a musical. I don't do musicals. I'm not big. If there's a musical I'm watching, I fast forward through most of the singing. Like I'll give it about 3 seconds. I'm like, nope. Chicago, there's a couple of songs I like. Mr. Cellophane, Les Miserables, Miserables, whatever. There's one song I like. Master of the House. I just don't see the point. Like if I'm watching a movie, I want to watch a movie. I don't want to sing. Steven, yeah. People keep telling me to get a massage. I don't think I will. I don't know. Yeah. I'd have to find the place to go to, and then yeah. CJ, I never say where I'm traveling to or when I'm traveling. That's no matter what. Like even when I'm home, it's just Most people don't even say where they're at in real time. Like most people who like travel and stuff, their content is weeks or behind a lot of times. Very few people are like in real time, like, hey, I'm here. But yeah, I just don't. Some of it's security reasons, not really, but some of it's security. And then it's also just it. I change my mind a lot. What I'm doing, where I'm going. I've changed my mind on this trip, so it's easier to just when I'm somewhere, I'm just there. Wendy, yes, we here. Yes, Smiley said I've been to 39 countries. Jealous, by the way, jealous. That's awesome. And when I post, it will be days later because I'm a solo traveler as a woman. Yeah. It's and I will admit for me too, a lot of it is, and I feel truly blessed. Whenever someone's like, "Oh, we should hang out," but it lessens the like if someone knows 2 weeks in advance I'm going to be in St. Paul, Minnesota, and they're hitting me up saying, "Hey, we should hang out. We should hang out." It's kind of awkward. But if I just pop up in St. Paul and they don't find out until I've already been there, like what I mean? It's just a little, I don't know. Um, Retired 2019. I don't do favorites, but the minced pork omelets on rice. Yeah, that's the vibe. That's the vibe. That's a vibe. Yeah, that's a vibe. You live in St. Paul? Okay. I've been through St. Paul once. I need to go. I like the Amtrak station there. I need to go back. They had a cool Amtrak station. I need to go back. I need to spend some time there. CJ, I was looking at the suits every time I passed there's tailors everywhere. Every time I pass the tailors, I'm like, one of these days I'm gonna get my yellow suit. One of these days I'm gonna get my yellow suit. Yeah. You remember the song Opum Gundam Style? There was a dude in there in a yellow suit, and I told my girlfriend at the time, I'm like, I'm getting that suit one day. She was like, no, you're not. I was like, I'm getting that suit one day. So in the States, it'd probably be $1,000. I get it here for 150 or something. So one of these days. You love dumplings? Retirement? Okay. Respect. The Mall of America is a vibe. The whole time I was there, I was like, oh, you got to come here with somebody. Like I was like, I have got to come back here with somebody. It would be fun. Mall of America is a vibe. I definitely want to go back. Yeah. Mall of America is a vibe. Yeah. The Caribbean is not on my list. I got no desire. I don't know why. There's nothing against the Caribbean. I just don't have any desire. Jay Speck, what up? You're welcome. I'm good. Can't complain. The boys in the Navy have custom made boxers made. I'm not gonna ask how you know. Not gonna ask how you know. And not just this guy I knew in the Navy. It's the boys in the. Oh, okay, stop. I'm sorry. I mess with you. You can't tell me nothing. It's the boys. I'm being silly today. The man wearing the yellow suit is nicknamed Grasshopper. In the video? Okay. Yeah, Australia is on the list. Australia is definitely on the list. Australia is actually very high up on the list because I already know that Australian accent. Oh, tell you when I go to the UK, I'm getting yeah. Okay. I already know. Soon as I get to London, I'm gonna be. Whew. But also when I want to go to Sydney, Australia. Oh, just walk around, listening to the women talk. Ooh. Oh yeah. Oh, we doing that. We doing that. Healing Daily. Hello. Oh, because they go around bragging about it. Oh, okay. Okay. We all believe you. It's okay. Maybe that's one of their lines. I got custom made, but I don't know. That would be kind of weak. Okay. I don't know. Birdie Hill, how's it going? Yeah, the minced pork almonds with rice. Woo. I'm telling you, I'm at a dilemma, folks. I don't know where to have my food sent today. That's bothering me. We'll figure something out. That's what we do. Box with a kangaroo. I don't know what that means. I'm missing something. I'm trying to go to Europe. Well, I just want to. I mean, like England. We got to go there. But I just want to do Europe. I'm probably closest with my dad comedy, and both of us are not the type of people who need to see each other. So I think I saw my dad a couple years ago. Before that, I think it'd been like 10 years, probably. It might be another. I hope it's not another 10, but if me and my dad see each other every 5 years, we're like we wouldn't do that. We're both very. The phone's good enough, which reminds me, I need to call him soon. But yeah, I'm not that type of person where I need to see people. Like I'm fine, and you get used to it. So like, yeah, that does not influence my traveling at all. Like whether or not I can see family, because nah. Kevin, I went to the dentist yesterday. Yes, I told the story earlier. Uh, you may have to scroll back in the chat to in the stream to hear it all. But long story short, it was $52. She did what she was paid to do, but I would have liked a longer dental visit, maybe a little more detailed. But eh. Execution. You try to make money growing lettuce? Okay. I'm loving it. I'm loving that. I'm glad you're excited. That's what it's about. Like, I think a wild life change is good. It's like, man, I'm just trying to grow this green. Oh, I get it now. I thought I ain't gonna put you out there, but I thought you meant lettuce. But you mean lettuce? Okay. I got you. Do what you got to do. Do what you got to do. Just don't, get mama's house raided. I'm just messing with you. I know you mean actual lettuce. For anyone who's listening, the executioner means actual lettuce. It's going to sell it to rabbits. Okay, moving on. Try Edinburgh in Scotland to survive. Okay. Oh, okay. I went to Scotland. All right, we'll try to do it all. Yeah, Samantha, I'm good. Yeah, I think I inherited that from my dad. Is we're not very. What are we gonna do in person? I guarantee me and my dad hang out in person. We're gonna talk for a while. We'll go out to eat. We'll probably watch like some old Star Trek or something, and that's good. We're just not see you every day, hang out with you every day type people. So, VHF. I would love to go to Ghana. Ghana's on the list. I'd love to go to Ghana. Yeah. What up, AJ? Angela immediately thought that about the lettuce. Didn't say that. Yeah, I was a little slow. It took me a minute. I think executioner on here looking for customers, trying to drum up a customer base. I'm at the house. I got that lettuce. Need to make something go. No. You know, do A. You know, it's legal now. You know, you might have permits. I don't know. We cannot assume. Hawaii, yeah, 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 yeah. A, that's spelled totally wrong. that just uh, my favorite thing to do in Bangkok, Bangkok. I don't really do favorites. I'm enjoying just, you know, walking around, eating food, hanging out in my Airbnb, you know. You want that romaine, that iceberg? You could do a whole thing where like all your different products were actually named after different lettuces. That would be cool. And like people knew like, oh, that so and so is iceberg. You know, okay, we're getting too deep in the weeds. We're getting way too deep in the weeds. You know, my mind just, I think of these things. You got mixed greens. I'm looking for it. That's funny. I'm looking for mixed greens. That's funny. That's funny. Which, I mean, honestly, if you're good at growing, you could grow the real and the. Caitlin just got back from Egypt. Spent a month there. Let's go. See, I love that people out here traveling. Let's do it. I gotta step my passport game up. The first things first. I need to find home base and community. But then after that, I need to start. I think that's what I'm gonna end up doing. I need to find community, home base, get situated somewhere, and then like twice a year take, you know, a 2-week trip somewhere or something, and just do that for the next 10 years. That needs to be the vibe. I didn't even get too deep in the weeds. It just happens naturally. When you have that gift, it just happens naturally. I didn't even know I was doing it. Like, it just, man, I'm about to bust down some of these cashews. Hold on. I'm feeling peckish. I got 2 bags, so it's okay. I'm about to. Okay. Mm. 7 out of 10. 6.5 out of 10. You know. Did you just Google a different type of lettuce, Angela? ChatGPT. 10 types of lettuce. Okay. Comedy. The cost of living is as profound as people say here. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. I'm spending like $10 a day on food, and that's getting like 3-4 meals delivered. $10. This Airbnb I'm in now is 2 stories. It's just like a living room, a bathroom. Downstairs is a living room, bathroom, a kitchen area. Upstairs is the bedroom in another area. But this one, $40 a night. I got to do a video of this before I leave, but $40 a night, 2-story Airbnb. I mean, it's very basic, but still. What flavor are these? It just says salted and roasted. And whatever that says. So yeah, a lot of stuff in Thailand is in English and Thai. The more I'm driving around and look, like there's a decent amount of English, like a lot of the packaging and stuff and signs is all in both. Angela worked in a health food store. Okay, that's what she knows. Okay, a health food store. Okay. Oh, you're growing arugula. Okay, it's actually arugula. Okay. I got you. Excuse me. We just had to check. Pomegranate juice. Okay. Oh, those juice sauce packages that come with the food are varieties of juices, tea, lemonade. Really? No. Maybe there are in some cases, but pretty sure those weren't juices. I think those were more sauces. You were carrying 2 bags of chips home, Ruby. Lady asked if you were having a party. I think she was trying to come through. You having a party? 2 bags of chips. These are part of my chips, bro. Why are you in my bag? Like, why are you talking to me? See, that's my problem. Yes, Retired 2019. They have Grab. So Grab is just like Uber because it does food delivery. It does like taxi service. So yeah. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, there's the app. So that's all the stuff they got. Food, transport, Mark, Express, packages, rewards, dine out. So you go into the food. Oh, and look at this real quick. You see how it says 50% off by the food? They just keep sending me that. They just keep sending me offers like that. Like every day, it'll just say 50% off. I don't know why. And you can use it when you go to check out. It sometimes it ends up being 50 baht, not 50%. But yeah, then you just go into the food. Just look at that. Amazon's everywhere. Cafe Amazon. But yeah, So like, that's what I was saying the other day. Like the restaurants, some of them are in English, but like what is that? Kat Pro, like it's English, but it's not like English words. So that makes any sense. But yeah, they got food delivered. And the delivery fee it'll be like 15 baht, which is 60 cents. I don't know. It's very cheap. The delivery is very cheap. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was sauce. Because it would have said if they were giving me a juice or a tea. Like, I don't think that would have came free. I'm pretty sure it was a sauce. It wasn't cold. Yeah, you got to come all the way to Thailand to find out. Yeah, they got Bumble here. I jumped on Bumble for a little bit, and it was pretty. Tinder is a lot more exciting. I'll say that. Because I knew I really wasn't gonna be doing nothing. I just wanted to see what would happen. So Tinder was a lot more exciting because Tinder, they just what you trying to do? Here's my line. Here's my WhatsApp. Where you gonna be tonight? Bumble, it was more like regular women really looking for a man, which is cool, but kind of boring. If you just there looking and watching and trying to see how many matches you're going to get, Bumble was pretty boring. It was 47 looking for a husband. Ugh, I'm joking. Like, the Tinder was kind of fun. Yeah, I do like bubble tea, J-Spec. I do like bubble tea. Yeah. Bubble tea. Yeah. I like it. Nah, like I said, I knew I wasn't gonna meet anybody on the apps. It was just fun to see how many matches you can get, and look. That's just fun. Like I knew I wasn't trying to meet nobody because like I don't be one night standing like that these days. And I'm not gonna be here. Like if I was moving here well, then yeah, maybe I'd be trying to, meet someone for real. But like, I'm just visiting here. So I was like, there's really no point in meeting somebody. So what is the art on the wall behind me? I don't really know how to describe it. Is a picture. Kevin, I have not tried any food that was way out of my comfort zone because I'm not a foodie or someone who, I'm chilling. I'm chilling. I thought they did have some intestine, some pork intestine on the menu. I said maybe I should try that, and I said no, I'm good. But yeah, there's lots of areas where there's some areas where I actively want to make myself uncomfortable. Food is not one. We chilling. Could I date someone who lives a different lifestyle than me? Like they don't work out? Well, I don't work out, so that wouldn't be a problem. Actually, if it's someone who, I don't think I could date someone who worked out like religiously. It was like a gym rat, that would probably be a problem because she's not going to want to deal with me not working out. But yeah, someone who didn't travel, I don't care. Like, like that's never been the issue usually has been people who don't travel don't want to date someone who does. I got no problem doing my thing and then, coming back to see you or whatever. But yeah, I've never been like, I mean, we got to be compatible, but like our lifestyles don't have to mirror each other, as long as we can make it work. Interested in learning the language of the locals? Nope. I'm not going to be here. And I'm not like, once again, some people are fascinated by that. They like learning the language. They like I've always wanted to learn. Here's the language that lately I have been like fascinated by. Because before, like I watch a lot of war movies, especially World War II movies, because they don't make a lot of World War I movies. They're making more, but so I've always like German and like Japanese were two languages. I was like, I wouldn't mind learning those. And lately Russian, because I've been watching a lot of Russian with English subtitle stuff on YouTube. And lately I've been like, Russian would be a cool language to learn. But yeah, if I'm just coming somewhere for a few weeks or a month or whatever, I saw how to say hello and goodbye and thank you and stuff like that, just so I kind of know it when people say it. But I'm not that guy. Yeah, Hey Mahan, I'm sorry to hear you're living in a war zone. I can't even imagine how crazy that would be. I try not to give opinions on things I know nothing about, so I wouldn't have like there's nothing I could say that if you're actually there living it that would mean anything. Since I've never been in that situation, but please stay safe and definitely prayers. We're gonna put up prayers for you, definitely. Devon, you're not adventurous when it comes to food either. Yeah. I'm especially in another country. Like I'm good. I'm not trying to get too adventurous and it'd be a long flight back home. You know what I mean? Or end up down there to the ER. So yeah, I'm good. Yeah, pork intestine. Who knows? They might be good. I mean, why would the intestines be nasty, but the rest of the pig be good? That's what I think of. So when there's things when we're like, ooh, like, wait a second, we eat the rest of the animal. It's all pork. Now, with that being said, I still didn't try any, but hey, Mike 01 Davis, thank you. Good to see you. I appreciate the love. How you been, my brother? How you been? Ooh, them cashews. Maybe I should have eaten something before the cashews. AJ, you know me, I don't really say what I'm doing. I just show up places. So yeah, it's easier that way. What else does Grab bring? I mean, it's that'd be like asking what else does Uber Eats bring you? Like I mean, they'll deliver pretty much anything. Euronymous, how you doing? Bubba, what up? I have not had any wings since I've been here. I've not had any wings. So yeah, the first time I came here, I had some chicken wings, and I'm pretty sure they weren't chicken. And that kind of, I was like, I'm good. Kevin, I've worked for Walmart and Target, both of them. Yes. Healing Daily, thank you. Super Chat Squad, thank you. Appreciate the love. Super Chat Train. We had Mike, now we got Healing Daily. So this is a little embarrassing, but I met a guy who was very nice, compatible. I don't know what I was thinking, but he's really big. I'm scared to get close to him unless he loses weight. Is that wrong? Here's my take on this, and I appreciate you, the vulnerability asking this question. I don't think that's wrong because that's your opinion. Like, not your opinion, but like that's your preference. It's not like you're, out here telling, weight jokes or weight shaming people or anything like that. We're allowed to look at someone and say, hey, that's just not me. And I would not be comfortable getting close to the person in that situation. I think we've made a society to where like we have certain things that we're like, oh, if you say anything about this, then that's wrong. You're a bad person. It's like, no, we still have to acknowledge, like, like there's some women who be like, hey, Tim's cool, but he's a little too skinny for me. He's a little too tall, a little too skinny. That doesn't mean they're negative or they're body shaming me or whatever. It's just not their preference. It's just not what they like. So like, and we can't make ourselves. You can. I mean, you can force yourself, but it's not real. You know what I mean? Yeah, physical attraction is important. So if it's just like, I just don't think it'll work in that situation, you're not being mean, you're not being rude, you're not being like, you're being honest. And I feel like, I know for me, I would much rather someone was honest with me and was just like, hey, this is what it is, than for them to try to like force themselves to like me. When it don't, you know what I mean? So it's like, I'm sure, and here's the thing too, I'm sure there's women out there who will like him because he is that size. Oh, that's a lot of man. I love it. You know what I mean? Like one of the things, sometimes we make it worse when we say, oh, don't say anything bad about this, don't say anything about these type of people. It makes it seem like there's something wrong with them. Whereas if we just were open and honest and talk the same way about all body types and all genders and all race and everything, then we would see there's nothing wrong with none of them. A lot of the things like we look at someone and aren't attracted to, someone else is attracted to because of that thing. So yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with just being, he can be very nice, very compatible, but like if that part ain't there, it's not there. You can't make it be there. And yeah, I don't think we have to feel bad about just, it's the truth, No, I definitely don't think it's wrong. It's not wrong to have a type. You like what you like. How did I know they weren't chicken wings? They was too small to be chicken wings. I could just, I mean, I'm a chicken wing connoisseur, so like I was just like, these ain't chicken wings. Kevin, thank you. Super Chat Squad, thank you. The peach, okay. I like the peach. Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate that love. I like the peach. Yeah, healing. Yeah, I appreciate you asking that question. I'm sure that wasn't easy to ask. Carson, I don't really sing much. I'm not going to sing on here. No, I'm chilling. Yeah, I mean, yeah. If you And it doesn't matter what the thing is. If it's just like this wouldn't be. If there's any, this is my thing when it comes to dating, and this is probably why I never date. But if there's any resistance, like real resistance, like if it's not that, it's not that. And I don't think we should force ourselves to make it that. I like I always say, I'm not gonna settle. Like when I date, it's gonna be that, or I'm gonna stay single. So like I don't think we have to. If it's not that, it's not that. Comedy. I did before this trip. I got Google Fi. I just got another phone and I got Google Fi because last time I came, I tried to eSIM on my phone. It didn't work, and I wanted phone. So this phone works in over 200 countries in the world. So, and I wanted to test out. Once again, more research. I wanted to test out, see if it worked. Because people had said it did, but I needed to see for myself. So yeah, this phone. When I touched down on my layover in South Korea, pulled it out my bag, synced right up. It took like 20 seconds. When I got here to Thailand, boom, about the same, synced right up. So most of the time I get 5G too. Sometimes it's LTE, I don't know, but usually it's 5G, no problem. So yeah. What could be causing you to feel both calm and nervous at the same time, even when there doesn't seem to be an obvious reason? I don't know. I don't know. Calm and nervous for no reason. That's a hard one. I don't know. That we'd have to dig deep into that one. I don't know. Bree Queen, hello. Yeah, healing deal. That's a good point. Yeah, it's like if something feels like a project, like, and I look at it this way too. If I'm not the right person for someone or they're not the right person for me, that leave me by me not trying to force it, that leaves them open to find the person who is right for them. For someone not trying to force it. Well, Tim actually is nice. Let me see if she knows she ain't feeling me like that, just let me know. And then that leaves me open to find someone who is, like that's what I kind of look at it. Like it's not I know sometimes we think like, oh, I don't want to be treating this person wrong, but like you're not, like it just ain't that. And sometimes too, like we're tired of being alone. So we be trying to convince ourselves, even when we know, we be trying to convince ourselves that it may be, but it's like, nah, sometimes you're like, bro, like when if it's meant for me to date, when that person appears, I'll know. And there won't be any forcing or a work in progress. No, it'll just be like, okay, yeah, this is her, and that doesn't mean she's going to be perfect. That's not going to mean, we both aren't going to have things to work on. That's not going to mean she's going to have like the perfect body type or whatever. Cause I sure don't, but like, it'll sink. You know what I mean? It'll sink. That's sinkage to me is important. Sasha, how you doing? Yeah, I'd be hustling. Yeah, I'd much rather be alone than like be with the wrong person, especially when I knew it in the beginning. If I went into it being like, I don't think this is gonna work, but I'm gonna do it for my selfish reasons, or I don't want to hurt somebody. Like, nah. And then you got to hold that the whole time, and you already know, like, yeah, this isn't gonna work out. I got to figure out how to, get out of this one day, and Faraj, how you doing? You never know. You give it a couple years, he might come back. Remember me? You're like, dang, that's Rodney. Vera, my first two Airbnbs I had booked before I got here. This one I literally booked 2 days before I came. Because I didn't stay at the last one. I didn't stay the full time. Pattaya is cool, but I like Bangkok better. So I left a couple days early. So I booked this one 2 days before I came here. So yeah. Yeah, healing. You be in them streets, you good. Bubba, my dad never guilt trips me for my lifestyle. Never. I, much respect. Neither one of my parents actually, as far as like my lifestyle choices of like travel and all that. Nah. Um, my dad seems genuinely interested in what I'm doing. He's always like, "Where are you at? What are you doing?" You know what I mean? And I asked him before, does it bother you when you're, because he corporate America, professor. Like my dad is intelligent man. He's done very well for himself. Provided us an amazing childhood. Um, I didn't realize how amazing until I started working and be like, dang, how much money did dad have to make to anyway? So I asked him like, hey, does it bother you? Because I'm sure all the people he, you know, rubs elbows with at work or his circle, their kids are probably living totally different lifestyles than me. And he was like, I don't care about that. He's like, as long as you're a good person. And that was one of the most freeing statements anyone's ever told me. I wish more parents said that to their kids. He's like, as long as you're a good person, like, why do I care? But that's my dad, because I would be the same with my kids. I don't care what y'all do. Just don't bother me. Just be decent people. You know what I mean? So yeah, he died never. And my parents, my dad isn't like this, but if they were, they would know it wouldn't work on me. So even if my parents were like that, I don't think they would say anything because it wouldn't. If I'm not doing something wrong, you can't guilt trip me. People will try. It doesn't work. No. So yeah. If I did have parents like that, it wouldn't work on me. It would be hard, and it would make it harder. But yeah. This Airbnb, I think is like $41 a night, 41 bucks a night. So, Carson, I don't do ranks, so you're never gonna hear me say the best state I ever, my favorite. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Let's go, Mike 01 Davis. Since we're on this, is it wrong to break up with someone over a text? I've had bad experiences breaking up with women in person. Some people can't take rejection. I recommend text breakups. Since I know where you live, and since I know how they get down in the A, I think I'm agree with you. I think it can be situation specific. Like, you know what I mean? Do you mean I know how that can be. You break up with her in her face, and 30 minutes later the police is called. You in trouble, and you ain't lay a hand on her or do nothing. I get it. Exactly. I know. So if you think there might be some type of potential like physical or whatever backlash for you breaking up, do it over text. You know what I mean? And then go hide your car. Right? Go park your car at your boy's house. Then go. You know what I mean? Because I get it. Now, if if it ain't gonna be that, and I think if it's not a situation like that, and both parties are mature, would it probably be better if you face to face it? Because then you've done that. Because if you do it over text, a lot of times that person still wants that. The first thing they're gonna do is call you, or come over. You know what I mean? So, but I totally understand. Yeah. Oh, 20 true story. 20 years ago, your ex-partner. See, I know. I'm telling you. I live there. I know how it gets, bro. Like, that's crazy. Yeah. So like if it's gonna be something like that, yeah, text is fine. But I think it's probably better when you can do it face to face for closure and everything. But if it's if you go end up, loss of property or loss of life or loss of freedom around it, yeah, just text it. Hey, this ain't it. Keep my clothes. Okay. Been there. You don't mess with another muscle. That's the first thing they go for. Slash them tires, key it, burn it. Telling you, it's a different. The A is a different place, man. Like I say that, but like living in Atlanta, because I lived in Atlanta up until I was like 20. I think 20. Maybe no 20. I might have been 21. But like growing up, like your teenage years, because I went to like elementary school, Florida, and then we moved to Atlanta, to Georgia. So like those real growth years being in Atlanta, it was totally it was just some things your environment, like you think your environment is normal. Like you think where you're at and the way people behave and what they do is just what people do everywhere. And I was 20s when I finally moved away from Atlanta, and it just blew my mind. Like it took a while for me to like understand that like some of that stuff isn't everywhere. You know what I mean? Like it just took a while. It took a while for me to be like, oh, you can go to the club or you can go to a bar and like hang out and nothing happens. The thing that really blew my mind, this is what took forever. Like there could even be an altercation and nobody gets shot. Nobody pulls out gun. Like that was crazy to me. Like there will be altercations at the bar, right? And we'd be in the parking lot and nobody pulled a gun. I'm like, y'all dudes just fight? I'm like, oh, like it took a minute to get used to that. You know what I mean? Like it was just, you just see things as like, this is the way it is. And it was like, oh, I can pull up to the stoplight and stare at people and it's fine. It was different, bro. Different, bro. You just think and that's why you got to travel. I recommend like travel and like, say, okay, like this is home and this is what it is. But I know this isn't everywhere. But I didn't know, like I've been there since I was like 11, like 10 years, there for a decade. Like, I was just like, man, that's why my friends were like, when you coming back? I'm like, nah, I don't think I'm coming back. When I first moved, the first couple of years, and I did come back once, but that was for love. But other than that, I was like, nah, I don't think I'm coming back, bro. I'm like, I'm enjoying just, peace, My thoughts on gambling, I definitely agree with you. It's especially like the gambling apps and sports betting, it's once they start legalizing it everywhere, it's really blown up. I don't have a moral issue with gambling. My issue is like I don't think I would ever do a gambling sponsorship just because I know what it does to people. Just like I never have an alcohol. I don't have a moral issue against alcohol. I just can't drink it, but I know what it does to people. So I don't think I would ever, invest in alcohol or sponsor, an alcohol company. But because I just know what it does to people. My thing is this: like, if you don't have to gamble. So if you worried, don't even download the app. If you do start doing a little gambling, a little betting, whatever, and it starts to get a little out of control, stop it as soon as possible. But like, yeah, you can, like me, like, when I was in Montana, they got casinos everywhere, like little bitty small casinos everywhere. The gas stations got casinos in them. It's just regular. So sometimes, friends or like we do like a work. I remember one time we went to, there was like kind of a fancy steakhouse. Our boss took us to for dinner one night, work trip. And then we walked next door to the little casino. I put $20 in, play for an hour is fine. Like that's not one of the things that gets me. But there was a guy there with us that you could tell, he had a problem with it. And, I just think if you're going to get into gambling, if it starts to look like a problem, cut it out as soon as possible. Because it's yet another thing that can ruin your life if you have a problem with it. Super. For the most part, my stomach's been great. The one time it kind of messed up, it was on me because I went like all day without eating, and I think that screwed with it. But for the most part, it's been great. It's been great. Healy Daily says, I work at criminals. They talk about texting to meet up and shoot and fight or shoot each other. It's crazy. I mean, hey, that's the life you win, you know. Especially the young kids. They always talking about drop the addy, drop your location. They, I don't know, but yeah, man, it's just funny to me how the rules are different. You know, normal is different everywhere. You know, the rules are different. You know how you need to behave to be considered a real man or a real you know, or you know, a real woman, whatever. It's different in different places. That's how you know none of it's real. If I could literally go 10 hours down the road and the rules are all different, 5 hours down the road in the way I live, in the code I live by, people are like, what is that? You know what I mean? That's how you know it's all made up. You just have to figure it out for yourself. You trying to live based on everybody else's judgment, and you go one state over and there's totally different judgment. They like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? It's crazy. Praveen, what up? 10:05 p.m. in Raleigh, Durham. Saw you stream and want to come and say hello before going to bed. Hey, I appreciate that, Praveen. It's good to see you. Good to see you. Fighting over neighborhoods they don't own. You know, I think it's in our nature to want to be a part of something and then fight about it. You know, our ancestors actually went out and conquered and, you know, took over land. I think we just fight over the neighborhood. It's just the same kind of thing, I guess, for some whatever reason, you know. KTP, what up? Get some Timmy your evening. Nice. Comedy. It is 9:06 in the morning. Hey, Gooter, thank you. Glad you've been enjoying the streams. I do think adaptation is a pretty good skill. And as humans, we're, at the end of the day, good at it. You know, we will adapt. That's probably our superpower, is like, we'll adapt. And as a whole, as humanity, we're very good at adapting. We're really not, we're taught to conform on an individual basis more than adapt. But I think when we realize, like, because adapting is fluid. I do here, I did. Conformity is solid. This is the right way. When you learn to adapt, then you don't judge people as much, because you realize, oh, if I wanted to, I could be that way too. Like, I could adapt. You know, it's just very fluid, very free. Conformity is rigid. It's hard. It's stress. I have not adjusted to the Thailand time zone. No, and I've stopped trying. When I'm tired, I sleep. I think I was up today at 4. Been up since like 4 a.m. Whatever, you know. I don't have anything I have to do. So yeah, when I'm tired, I sleep. When I wake up, I was up early listening to audiobooks. So I've been playing my little trading card game simulator, trading card shop simulator game, and I'm listening to like audiobooks in the background. So and then I meditated. We get back into our meditation. So thank you, Praveen. Think you're going to stay carless till you pay all the debt off, Faraj? Hey, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, well, I pay $500+ a month. Car just sits. When you think about it that way, you're like, wait a second. I get in the car and I drive 20 minutes to work. Then the car sits at work for 9 hours. Then I get off work. I rip and run around town for about an hour. Then it just sits in the driveway for the rest of the day. 5-6 days a week. And I'm paying $800 a month between car note and insurance for that. Or I could sell the car, go carless for a while, spend $80 on a bus pass, public transportation pass. Occasionally, if it's something, you know, it's raining or something, I might take an Uber and save that other, you know, $397. It's an option. And yeah, you stay healthier walking, you know? You stay healthier walking. Okay, listen, never leasing a car again. I leased a car once. Um, I leased a car once. After that, I was like, yeah, I don't know if leasing is the way. And I'm not saying I would never have a car again if it was the right situation. Um, but I'm enjoying. That's why, especially when I first got rid of my car, people are like, you getting another one? When you get another? I'm like, I'll get another one when it makes sense to get another one. Like sometimes it doesn't make sense. But yeah, especially in America, we have the ideal of like, if you can get a car, you need to have a car. If you don't have a car, it's because you're broke. And I'm like, you can decide, like, maybe the reason I'm broke is because I have the car. There's different, we can take a look at our housing. Is there a way I can get cheaper housing? Look at our vehicle. Is there a way I can get a cheaper vehicle or go carless for a while? We can look at the food, like how we eat, look at, our clothing, like every aspect of our life we can look at. And if we decide in this area, maybe I can cut back some, cool. Some areas you might be like, I could cut back, but I don't want to because this is my thing. Some people are like, I'm not getting rid of my car. I love my car. Fine. Maybe there's another area, but I think we need to have these conversations. You know what I mean? Put the ideals out there, especially for the young people. So like they don't follow in the same, footsteps we walked in that might have got us in a place financially where we're not doing as good as we could be doing, Brian, oh, thank you. To Timmy Wise. Appreciate that. Thank you. I'll take the compliment. Praveen said, I want to ideally sell my car and take a bicycle to work. I said, okay. Sasha, see, yeah, that's the alternative method. You live in your car payment is your rent. That makes sense. Because, you got your car payment, but you don't have a rent payment. So you saving that way. And I think that's becoming, more and more popular is people just be like, okay, instead of me paying $800 a month for the car and, $2,000 a month for the apartment, why not just pay the $8,000? And the apartment's the same. We're saying the car sits empty all day long too. So does your apartment. So does your condo. Now your stuff is in it, things of that nature. But if you really think about it, especially if you're a person who's active and you hang out with your, like, how many hours a night, a day, a night do you spend like in the place that you spend $2,000 a month or $1,000, whatever, renting, Lakers Paradise, how you doing? Comedy. I started my YouTube channel initially just to I thought it was like Facebook, but with video. It wasn't a YouTube channel. It was just YouTube, just like it's Facebook, it's Instagram. I thought it was somewhere to post video. There was no concept of like a channel, subscribers, other than like your friends. There's definitely no concept of making money. No concept whatsoever. When they sent me the partnership link, I've been a YouTube partner forever. It's over a decade now. But when they sent me it, I almost didn't do it. I said, I'm not doing this. And back then it was so simple because like they paid through a check. So you basically just had to say, yes, I want to be part of it. Here's my address. Here's the little information, boom. And something inside of me was like, Tim, just do it. Like, bro, maybe you'll get to, back then when the internet was a lot newer back then, everybody it's still all these money making schemes, but there was all these new websites still, And I said, well, maybe you'll get a couple dollars one day. So for me, it wasn't a big decision to get on YouTube because I didn't have any concept of what it could turn into. Maybe some other people did at the time. I didn't. Hey, F Doctor, gonna drive that 2005 Nissan so you can't anymore. Let's go. Nothing wrong with that. Kevin said, I turned down a promotion for work because I would need to buy another car. Wife and I share. Smart. With all the expenses of a new car, it just didn't make sense. Boss looked at me like I had three eyes. This is what I'm saying. See, Kevin, I would imagine the average person just sees promotion. They don't do the math. We're bad about doing the math. I'm sure you did the math and was like, I'm really not making any extra money. You know what I mean? You probably would have lost money getting the promotion because you had to buy a new car with everything it comes with. You know what I mean? But most people just see promotion. Most people be like, oh, I get a promotion. I can get a new car. Not realizing they're going to be worse off financially every month. Smart. Y'all smart. 10 miles shy of 100K per me. Oh, nice, nice, nice. Yeah, you got to do the math. People don't do the math. Well, sometimes promotions aren't worth it just for the stress. Like, wait a second. Okay, so they're going to give me an extra dollar, which is what? An extra 40 bucks a week if you're getting paid hourly? Or they're going to give me an extra, 500 bucks a month added to my salary, which is how much a week? But I got to deal with what? Some of that's not worth the money. Like the stress sometimes, like, we just see raise, but like you got to do the math on like what comes with that raise, and is it worth that extra $30 a week? Extra $100 a week, then minus tax. Oh, forgot about that. Oh, that. You know what I mean? Like you got to ask. We don't do it a lot of times. It's like I just want to be the whatever. Nope, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, when you get a raise and you start buying more stuff. Now, if it's something like, and I'm biased because I prioritize experiences, but if you're like, oh, now we can afford to take that trip, like if you do something like the extra money you're making because you got a raise, you save it, and it's like, oh, now we can take that trip to Europe. The both of us want to take. We can take the kids, stuff like that. I get, but when it's just like, oh, we got a perfectly good car, but let's buy a nicer one because we're making more money. Yeah, that is true too. You get a big enough raise, your new tax bracket. Comedy, I really don't look at it that way. You asked, do I see myself doing YouTube the rest of my life? I really don't look at it like I love live stream and I love doing YouTube. I don't see a reason why I would stop, but I don't really look at it as like, oh man, I'm gonna be doing this the rest of my. I mean, YouTube could go away next year. AI content creators are coming. Who knows what's coming down the pipeline? So I'm as long as the day might come when I don't enjoy doing it. The day might come when it's not worth. I might have other stuff going on, and like YouTube isn't. I can't put as much time into it. So I we just do it. I'm enjoying doing it now. I feel truly blessed to be able to do it, have this platform, have this community. So we rocking with it. But the day could come when that changes. Paradise, you said you see me retire in Thailand. I don't know. I don't think Thailand will be the country I would retire in. And that's no shade at Thailand, but I just don't. No, that's why I got to go see some other places. Once again, it's no shade. Obviously, I like Thailand. I keep coming back, but it's not. It's not home base retire to for me. Yeah, I just haven't felt that. It's cool, but I haven't felt that like, yeah, I'm very particular. So I have to feel that, yeah. It's yeah, but it's not that yeah. So Kashif, yeah. If that ever happened, I would definitely let you know. Yeah, definitely. Like be like, hey, well then again, let me rephrase that. You would definitely know. I'm not gonna sit here and say if I decided to take a hiatus, I would have to say I was taking a hiatus. You just wouldn't see me for a while. I would come back on the back end and tell you, like, yeah, I just needed a break. But yeah, if I was at the spot where I just needed a break, I would probably just take the break. But I mean, you would know. You would know. I mean, Lakers. I don't know yet. Like I've only been to 3 countries outside of America, so I don't know. I think in life sometimes we're in a rush to figure where do I like. I don't know. Like I'm gonna see some new countries. I'm gonna visit some new states in America. Like I don't know. And I don't look at life retire. That's not a word I generally use. I just live my life. But I don't know. I don't even know where I want to be my home base at the moment, let alone when I'm 70, you know. Oh, Lonely Girl TV, you're still here? Oh, nice, nice, nice. Glad you're still enjoying this journey. You just discovered ChatGPT? Oh, nice, nice. It is cool. You're gonna be hooked. You're gonna be hooked. It is cool. It is cool. You know, one thing I love about ChatGPT is it remembers you. So when I go ask it questions, it'll ask me questions about other stuff. Like if I say, "Hey, how you doing?" It'll be like, "Oh, I'm good. Do you need some more help with your YouTube channel?" Like it remembers me, bro. It's like a good friend. I'm telling you, ChatGPT is awesome. Try it out. Try it out. Man, I don't know what I am. We chilling. We chilling. We chilling. We chilling. Your mom was listening too. Shout out to moms. What up? Shout out to moms. What up? We here. If I think that'll be a good test for AI. You know what's crazy though? I have friends who do use it as a therapist, and they just are honest with it, and they say it gives good advice. Like, I mean, because this what ChatGPT does is basically, I mean, it's tapped into like the sum of human knowledge, basically. So it's not a computer telling you something; it's a computer sifting through all the things we've said and giving you an answer. So like, you know, it's just like a real therapist went to school, read a lot of books about therapy, boom, boom, boom. That's how they can help you. Some of them also have like, you know, just natural abilities in that area. It's the same thing, except for the natural abilities. It's the same thing with ChatGPT. It just pulls from, you know, a bunch of books about whatever it is you ask it about, gives you an answer. Same thing most people do in life. Good snipe there, Angela. I was watching. I was wondering. By the way, Phil, I don't know if that was a timeout or a block, but feel free next time, Angela, to just because that's been a few times. I feel like, yeah, no, if it's been a few times you had to get timed out or it was, yeah, yeah, go ahead, yeah, because if you don't, I will. So thank you, by the way. Sometimes I think I forget to thank you, Angela. So thank you. Yeah, I mean, well, you said once you use ChatGPT, it's hard to use Google. Well, they'll fix that. I mean, now when you Google something, it uses AI. The first answer is AI generated. So Google is going to turn into that. So that won't be a dilemma a couple of years soon. Like it'll be this. It'll be the same thing. Like when you Google something, it will default to whatever Google's AI thing is. You know, it's starting to do that anyway. So you know, the ideal of I think we for a while we'll still like okay, I can scroll down and see the little websites, but I can see the day coming where like we just want the answer. Like why do I like we'll trust AI so much? Why do I need to go to a website and get the same thing it just told me? Right. Yeah, it stays pretty positive for me. I'll be honest, every now and then it's cool to have a little drama. Like, you know, we can be honest. We're friends. We're fam. Every now and then it's cool to have a little drama. But like I don't like disrespect. You know what I mean? I don't like disrespect. The drama can't come at the expense of, you know, somebody else or somebody being rude. Like sometimes we have a little discussion, debate, misunderstanding, you know, cool. But like, yeah, when you being disrespectful and then just routinely towing that line, it's like, bro, come on now. Now you just doing that, you know. FR took some vitamins, feeling better. Glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. Google's AI is still in its infancy. Oh, well, you know, they going. Well, the cool thing about AI is it goes from infant to grown ass adult quickly. So, you know, but yeah, I'm sure the day will come when you just ask whatever that's related to Google, whatever its product is called, a question, and it just gives you the answer. And the kids will be like, you used to have to scroll through a bunch of websites and find one that you thought had the right answer and read it. It's going to seem archaic. It's going to seem as archaic as the encyclopedia seems to us one day. That used to Google it and 1,000 websites popped up. They're going to be like, why they just don't send you to the right one? Right? That's what the kids are going to say. They're going to be like, why did it just send you to the right one? Or why didn't it just give you the answer? Isn't that AI's job to... You have to go through the websites yourself? No one has time for that. Like, yeah, it'll seem archaic and crazy to them. Time's changing. Times are changing. I'm just curious to see what it's going to do for content creation. Yeah, no, and I'm excited about that too. You know, I'm been listening to this really good audiobook. What's the title? Hold on. It was on. They put it on the Master Key System YouTube channel. So, hold on. It should pop it up. Yeah, The Dynamic Laws of Prosperity by Katherine Ponder, and that book's really got me in like a good spot. I've been thinking. Yeah, Gouda, think about it. What's a website? Who? Like, they might still get app, but like, they went, what's a website? You used to have to, you have to build them? Ugh. Yeah, it's going to take a different world. The Dynamic Laws of Prosperity. Is that what I said? That's a good book. But, and here's the thing too, folks. I'm going to start changing my messaging around quitting your job. We're still going to say if you don't like your job, quit your job. But I feel like I've been being a little too negative. And what I mean by that is because a lot of times I've just talked about how bad jobs are. And I think it's important, especially if you decide to stay at that job before you quit, to not just harp on how bad the job is, that's negativity. So I do want to start adding to my message about quitting your job is like, hey, let's still stay as positive as possible about the current situation. Even if you've identified you need to leave, even if you identified as toxic, even if you identified it is not for you, let's still not just bring ourselves down by just mulling over how negative it is all day. Let's still keep it as positive as possible, still spread love, spread joy at that job as much as we can until we leave. Even if that's 2 more hours of love and joy being spread about, then you just walk out the door. But like I feel like I've been being too negative in that. So we got to switch that up a little bit. I'm still Mr. Quit Your Job, but until you quit, spread some love. You know what I mean? Skype just shut down for real? Like totally? Dang. I haven't heard anybody say Skype in a while. Oh, Praveen, you left milk in the back of your car? Had to throw it out? It happens. It happens, you know. I found that if you don't dwell on the money you've lost, it doesn't bother you. If you dwell on like, dang, that was $5, it'll bother you. But if you're just like, oh man, that sucks. Exit. Good thing doesn't have it much. Boom. You'll forget all about it. Yeah, Skype. I didn't. Yeah. It's little stuff like that you know, little apps, little websites, little companies, you know that used to be big, and then just one day you'd be like, wait a second, what happened to Skype? I feel like they could have hung in there though. Like Zoom, they could have been. They were Zoom before Zoom, so Zoom came in and took over. That's on them. Oh, it's Teams now. Oh. So did Microsoft buy Skype and they made it? Okay. Kevin says it's hard to keep saying the job when a company plays the same 10 songs every day, all day. Kevin, I used to work at a nursery, a plant nursery in Florida, and they had the bright idea for a while to play their custom company soundtrack. They made like an album, and I totally concur, because it was about 12 songs and it just played all day long. And like there was a couple songs that were cool, but the rest of them were just ugh. And yeah, it just got on your nerves. Like I made a point to be outside as much as possible, watering the plants. I was for a while I was the loading department head, the loading area department head or whatever. It probably should have been like head loader. I wasn't so much a department head as just the loading supervisor maybe. But I try to be out there where I couldn't hear the music, because I felt so bad for the cashiers, because it just played the same tape. Oh, it was tapes back then. The same tape over and over. It was crazy. So I feel your pain. Victory, first I want to say sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear your unemployment ending unexpectedly. Haven't got a job yet. I'm sorry to hear that. I know financial stress is some of the worst. I personally don't have any tips on getting quick cash. I wish it was my expertise, because I think these are definitely times where that could be useful. But yeah, I personally don't have any quick tips. Plasma, maybe. We did a stream about it a while back. Maybe, I know we talked about some things there. I just don't want to. I don't remember everything we talked about, and B, like, I don't know how good all of them were for quick cash. We talked about ways to try to make extra money, but when it comes to like quick money, I'm not sure which ones were for that. Definitely don't say prayers when this is over for you. Keep you in my prayers. Definitely. You got a 33-year-old Yahoo account? I can believe it. It's funny how old a lot of those accounts are. That when the internet was new, we signed up for, and like maybe still have, and like yeah, you never think like, man, it's 20 years old, but some of them are, man. Shahid, what up? Yeah, we getting older. Yeah, working retail, hearing Christmas music all day long. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're good, Victor. We're good. We can't complain. I got yelled at yesterday because I was telling the Grab drivers, I was using the address of a restaurant to tell the Grab drivers to bring my food to, because the place I'm staying doesn't have a real address. And the lady who owns the restaurant, came out and told me to stop doing that. But she was firm, but like friendly. She wasn't like mad. She said she was getting angry, but like what I mean? Like you can tell when someone's like, she was kind of like, just don't do that. Okay, auntie, okay, grand. You have a Y-mail account? There's a thing as Y-mail? Wow. Well, I guess, yeah, if you got Yahoo, then try to be. Oh man, it's funny. I don't know. Like it's cool to like where the internet finally has like been around long enough that like some of it is old school now. Like old school, 30-year-old old school. Shahid, the scenery. I'll be honest with you, Bangkok isn't the most scenic place, but I'm enjoying the urban scenery, but yeah, it's not. Every now and then you'll come across a park, like Benchiketi Park is really, really nice, but it's really not that scenic as far as nature wise here in Bangkok. So there's other parts of Thailand, very scenic, but not here. Comedy. I was aware of Bitcoin back when it was $1. So, and I'm kicking myself because I almost bought it, but you couldn't buy it back then. Like it's easy to buy Bitcoin now. Like back then, you had to know about like wallets and crypto, all that, all that. And it was so new back then that I was like, I don't know what, like it was when I knew about Bitcoin, like when it first came out, um, all that stuff was so different that I was like, I don't know. I just wanted to pull out my debit card, buy some Bitcoin. But it was like, no, you got to do this. Like it was a pain back then to buy Bitcoin. And I was like, I'm not doing this. Wish I had it. But yeah, I've been knowing about Bitcoin since, because I was always into like precious metals. So it's the same type of people. The precious metal people, the gold and silver people, they're Bitcoin people. Or they were. Now they kind of are two different camps a lot of times, but it was all the same mindset back then. So they all started talking about this new type of money. So yeah, I've been on Bitcoin. I knew about Bitcoin way before the average person ever thought about, even ever heard it on the news. So yeah, didn't benefit me because I didn't go in on it. But yeah, I've been knowing about Bitcoin a long time. Hey, Praveen, thank you. Super Chat Squad, thank you. So happy early weekend, Tim. Thank you. And happy Mother's Day, Tim. Wanted to do a larger super chat to honor Mother's Day. I appreciate that. Thank you. Hope you're doing very well. I'm blessed. Cannot complain. So thank you, Praveen. I appreciate that. The Mother's Day super chat. Shout out to all the moms. I always forget it's Mother's Day because I don't do Mother's Day, but shout out to the moms. Dad, y'all day is coming. Thank you, Praveen. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Gamer likes the shirt. I appreciate y'all. Yeah, we try to, probably could use an iron, but yeah, we got a couple nice shirts. Thank you. Hey, even I've been to the Philippines before. I do want to go back. But there's some places I want to go before I go back, but I do want to go back to the Philippines. I mean, but yeah, like I respect, like America's a very scenic country too. Honestly, I think America's probably one of the most scenic countries because we have a wider range of scenery probably than like most other countries. We never think about it though. We have a wider range of sceneries than most countries. Like I'm trying to think of other countries who have, there's some countries that are large, I'm sure Africa, but that's a whole continent. China probably has a wide range of scenery. I'm trying to think. I have to think on that. What countries have as many regions and different type of sceneries as America? Chat GPT. It'll break it down. What if it was like America's the most scenic country in the world? Wow, that would be crazy. That would be the number one we've got that's good. We've got all the other number ones that are bad. Most violent, I don't know. We're not most violent, but we're probably the most violent at peace country. Right? Other countries are like more violent, but when we're probably the most violent at peace country. You're more likely to get shanked in America when there's not a war going on than any other place. But I do love America. I love America. We're just having fun. Lifting Gamer, until I've been to more countries, I could never answer that. I've only been to 3 countries outside the States, so there's no way I would ever presume to know, like, oh, that'd be the country I want to settle in. I got years more traveling probably before I could say that, if I ever say it. I get the ideal that I'll end up just traveling to a lot of different countries and then always coming back home. I'm starting to get that idea. I don't know why, even though, like I said, that could change. I could go to Australia and be like, nope, I'm never leaving. But I like America. I just don't like some of the things we got going on. But like, I don't like the ideal that these days I have to think about, maybe I'll end up in another country. I don't want to have to settle in another country. I love America. It's just going through a tough time now. So that's leading a lot of us to think about, other possibilities. But like, I like America. Like, I just want us to solve our problems, Yeah, each country has its own problems. We have ours and then some. I think you can identify that, like, just like in life, all of us have problems. You can look at someone and be like, that person has more problems than me though. for whatever reason, right? You can identify as like, hey, and not talking down on them. You like, hey, that person just has had, you look at people a lot of times, like they had a worse childhood than me. We all had childhoods, and we all had problems in our childhoods. We all know people who had way worse childhoods than us. Same to his countries. Every country has its own problems, but we can look and be like, some countries got a lot going on right now, and America's on that list. So we'll see. Victory. I don't know if I could give you a list of why I don't want to go to the Caribbean. I just don't want to. Like, I have no. I think it would. If someone says it's one of the places they want to go, I think it falls to them to say why. I don't know. Like, I just don't. It's just not on my list. Like, I don't know. Like, it's just like I don't like. We were talking earlier. I don't like vegetables. I just don't like them. I can't really tell you why. I just don't like. Like, I just don't have any desire to go to the Caribbean. I don't know. Like, I would ask you. I would say, why do you want to go? Like, I don't. Respectfully. Yeah, I just don't. There's no real reason. It's just not. When I think about it, I'm like, ooh, as I am with other places. It's definitely it's hot. Actually, today wasn't that bad, but it's in the 90s and humid. So yeah, it's hot. It's hot. San Antonio in the building. What up, Regina? How you doing? I feel like idolizing celebrities and politicians is unhealthy if you do it to an unhealthy amount. Um, we will always have celebrities. We will always have people we look up to. I think that's important. I think you need to have people to look up to show us what's possible. I think that's why we do it. When we take that to an unhealthy level, I think that's when it becomes a problem. But yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with looking up to people you look up to, and there will always be celebrities. There always has been. It's life would be very boring if we all were average. And you know what I mean? Like that's why we have. That's why we do it. Because we enjoy. That person's a sports star. That person's like we like that. These days, I think it is a lot easier to take that to an unhealthy level, but I don't see anything wrong with it. Done properly. Jose checking in. Week from today, you're turning 34. Nice. Said I'm sad to let 33 go because I grew spiritually, emotionally, professionally, and personally. However, there are some more great years to come. Jose, I would look at it this way. It's not that anything's changing, right? Basically what you're saying is in the last year, you've grown spiritually, emotionally, professionally, personally. Just continue doing that. Like a lot of times we look at age as like the ending of nothing's changed, nothing's ended. You're just on this journey of growth in all those areas, and you're just going to keep doing it. Like, it doesn't matter how old you are. Like, nothing stops, nothing changes. Like, that's why I think we shouldn't track our ages, because all it does is like brings up weird stuff. But like, nah, you good. You're on that path. Kashif, there's beautiful women everywhere. And now I know some people have preferences of the type of women, type of men they like, but there's beautiful women everywhere. So like that, if there's somewhere I'm really just not feeling going, the fact that there's beautiful women there doesn't entice me, because the places I do want to go, there's beautiful women there too. Right. So like it balances out. Like there's beautiful women everywhere. I've never been to a state, like, I don't care what state it is. I've never been to a state where I didn't see beautiful women. I've only been to 3 other countries. I'm constantly like, dang, she's fine. Like, there's beautiful women everywhere. The earth is chock full of pretty people, right? Beautiful people, inside and out. So yeah, that's kind of that doesn't influence the places I go, because there's beautiful women everywhere. Now, do I want to go to Australia for the accent? Yes, that's different. Jay Jason, what up? Angela putting in some work out there. Okay. Snipe game. Jose, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Super Chat Squad, thank you. Said to continue growing at 34, nothing will change. Nothing will change. You still you. I appreciate that love. Thank you, thank you. You know, I'm trying. I agree with you on that, Samantha, on some level, because that is one thing that I struggle with, and I'm trying to change my thinking on it. You know, because I watch a lot of older movies and stuff from the 40s all the way 70s 80s, and I'm always looking up like the there'll be actors and actresses, and I'm like, oh, especially the actresses. I don't look up the actors as much, even though there are some actors from like the past I really like watching, but I'm always looking the actresses up. I'm like, dang, that's a beautiful woman. And you look them up and you see them, in their prime, and then you see them old or like right before they died. And that does bother me sometimes because I'm like, why can't we just stay beautiful forever? You know what I mean? Like, why did that person have to go through the decline? But I realize that's an error in my thinking because, like, it's all the same. We view getting older and we think we get less attractive, but at the end of the day, from the looking of it from above down, it's all the same. Like, it's just a different stage of life. What am I hearing? It's just a different stage of life. It's just a different physical appearance. They're all fine. They're all okay. So I'm trying to still working on this heavy, but I'm trying to get to the place where I don't see old age as like it's just part of it. Even the ailments that could come along with it, stuff like that. It's just part of life. It's part of the game. May not feel as good, but you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I don't know. I'm still working on that in my head, but I'm trying to just see it all as okay. But that does bother me sometimes. Like, I'm like, man, like, Ingrid Bergman. I can't look at her past like 40. I'm just like, bro, like, if Ingrid Bergman could have stayed Ingrid Bergman forever, bro, like, come on, man. Like, it's just, yeah, that does get to me sometimes. But we're gonna work on that. Yeah, they're gonna learn it with love. Delete it with love. Nobody's been blocked. I don't think I've blocked anybody yet. Dang, there is these gnats. Oh, you got to that one just before me. You got to that one just before me, Angela. Yeah, gamer. That it is crazy that we give up a huge portion of our younger life for and so we can get prepared for 10, 20 years on the back end. Hang on one second. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. The walls here are like super thin, so like the people next door, it sounds like they're like in here. Almost at 200 likes. Yep, looking good. Darif, what up? Tima, how you doing? No, I just kept hearing noises, and it sounded like somebody was downstairs, but it's next door. But the walls are just thin, so it's like I knew it. I was like, no, that's not it. But it just sounded too close. I had to go check on it. Hope you have a good evening too, Tima. Moments, how you doing? Day's going good. Oh, the rent prices out here are crazy. You can get a great place for $600 a month. $600 a month. Nice place. I don't really care, Kevin. If she's pro Botox again, I don't really. Those aren't the type of things that I'm particular about. Like I don't. Her body, her choice. I don't care. Like Now, if she want me to pay for said Botox, I'd probably still pay for it. Well, how much is Botox? I don't know. Yeah, but I don't think that'll factor in. If the good Lord seems is good enough to send me somebody, I don't think her views on Botox is gonna factor in the decision of whether we make it work. The food's good. I'm enjoying the food. I have a trying to figure out what I'm eating today. It's still only 9. It's only 10 o'clock. It's not even 10 o'clock yet. It's 9:51. I don't know. I think because I got up so early, it feels like it's 3 o'clock. Pay for a little boat, maybe for the right person. I'm sure I would. Very generous gerbil. Let's go. Praveen said I'm hitting the hay now, Tim. Have an amazing night. You too. Thanks again for streaming and a fun stream. Hey, I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate the love. Super Chat Squad, appreciate that. Enjoy your night. Sleep tight. Maybe you'll dream of. I was trying to think. I got nothing. Sorry, I got nothing. Just dream. Just have good dreams. There we go. I was trying to think of something Praveen really was into, and I drew a blank. Every now and then, folks, when you come up with something, it's great. And if I'd come up with something, if I pulled something back from a few streams ago that Praveen had told us he liked, it'd have been great. But the problem with that is if you don't pull it, it falls flat. Got to take a risk. Every callback can't be a winner. We here though. Yeah, I'll be curious to see when I get back to the States. Can I get my sleep back quickly? Well, first I got to figure out where I'm gonna be. Lifting, honestly, nobody really pays me any attention. When I've had to interact with people, they were nice, but honestly, nobody really pays me any attention. I don't, yeah, people seem friendly, but yeah, I don't really. There's a guy who helped me when I had an issue with my grab order the other day. So people are definitely friendly. It's just that in general, nobody really pays me attention because I don't really I interact with people on a commerce level. I haven't really just been hanging out with people. So, but people seem nice. Yeah, Angela, it's tough when you can't sleep. So thank you. But yeah, it's tough when you. But we'll see. Do I get the vacay blues days before you need to work? Actually, no, Kevin. When I go back to work, I'm excited to go back to work. Yeah. When I go back to work, when I go back to work, I'll be very excited to go back. Because it's going back to work for me is a mental vacation. Because when I'm not working, I make the bills are paid through YouTube, which is very mentally stressful. So when I go back to work, it's like a mental vacation. I can't wait. Like, oh, all I got to do is show up and just do the same thing over and over again, and they pay me. My bills are paid. So yeah, when I go back to work, it's heaven. As much as I love YouTube, like, don't get me wrong, but there is a stress that comes with. Okay, I got to constantly keep that. So yeah, when I go back to work, it's like it's simple. Now after I've been there for a few months, I start to be like, oh, this is why I took a break. But yeah, when I first go back, I'm like, this is easy. Yeah, I still go live when I'm working, not as much, but I still go live. Like I'm always gonna go live. There's some weeks if I'm super busy, or it just kind of depends on how my employee housing is set up. Sometimes I have to figure out, where I can go to go live and things of that nature. But yeah, I'm always go live. Like this, I love it. I love it. And it's even when I'm working, it's I live streams do different things different times when I'm doing it. Like these days I'm streaming a lot because it helps keep me from getting lonely. You know what I mean? When I'm working, I appreciate the aspect of like, oh, and I always appreciate the aspect of like I get to tap in with my people, always appreciate y'all. But I feel like it's even more, you know what I mean? Like now we see each other pretty regular. It's still amazing. I still get something out of it every time. But when I have to go a week and I haven't, tapped in, it's like, oh, Thursday, I'm gonna, get to see my people. You know what I mean? So like different times, streaming does different things. But yeah, I still go live. Got to. Have I thought about going to Montana to work again? Oh yes, I think about. I was just telling a friend of mine the other day. I was like, if Bozeman wasn't so expensive, I'd be in Bozeman. She's like, well, I just sent you a job. I sent you a link about a job. But yeah, I think Montana's a beautiful state, man. I think about Montana. I think about Bozeman because I got some really good friends that live there. So I think about Montana a lot. Yeah. And part of me is like, Tim, we don't live our life figured out. I think about that sometimes. But I think Colorado's a vibe too. Denver's a vibe too. So, but yeah, I think about Montana a lot. Bose Angeles, Lonely Girl TV. If I go back to Bozeman one day, you're gonna come visit. God. Ever think about doing a panel discussion with followers on a particular topic? I'm gonna be honest with you. No, healing. No, I just don't know if that's my lane. Okay, Lonely Girl, I'm holding to that. You go back to Bozeman. I'm like, now you gotta come visit. Come up to Tana. Have you ever been recognized in person for YouTube content? Yes, I've gotten recognized 3 times here in Thailand. That blew my mind. I mean, it happens in the States from time to time, but being on the other side of the world, one of them, shout out to my guy Nate. Shout out to Nate, knew me by name. I was just walking out there by the beach. He was like, "How you doing, Tim?" I'm like, when you're in another country, you don't hear English all day. For someone to speak English and then say it in it'd be your name, I was like, "What up?" Yeah, shout out to Nate. So yeah, I get recognized. I get recognized. When I was in Denver a few times here recently. So yeah, it happens. It always blows my mind because like I'm you don't. But it also reminds me, like, hey Tim, like you got to make sure your message is on point because like, people know you. You know what I mean, right? Oh, Jose, glad to hear you got that pay increase. Yeah, don't go over. Hey, you in NYC? I'm Mr. Frugal, living below your means. Hey, if you in NYC and you got a few extra dollars and you blow a few dollars and it's New York City, bro. Like every now and then, every now and then, we won't be mad at you, Jose. You have a little fun in NYC. Come back broke. We ain't gonna be too mad at you. Y'all know. Hey, comedy, it is a big deal. Like, yeah. yeah, I never in a million years thought there would be a day where someone recognized me for the internet, or a lot of times the things people say. Whenever someone says it, it still blows my mind. But for someone in person, in the flesh, to walk up and shake your hand and say, "Hey, I appreciate your videos. They helped me." That's crazy. I had a guy give me money once. Guy gave me $40 at the store in Bozeman. He was, hey, he stopped, talked to me, him and his daughter, and he's like, "Hey, before you leave, I want to, I got something for you." And he went through the line and came out, gave me $40. I was like, "That's crazy." He said, "I just want to say thank you." I was like, it means a lot. Like it I don't know if I can express it, like what that does, but like those are the moments when I'm like, hey, I feel like I've accomplished something, and I know it's not me, it's whatever, but like I it's like, moments like that, you be like, okay, I feel like I may not have kids or a lot of the other stuff that people, look at in life to like, okay, I did that. But I'm like, if someone could look you in the eye and say, "Hey man, I appreciate, your content and it helped me out." That's, or even when someone says it, I'm saying it, I'm not one of those people who take that lightly. So I thank y'all. Celebrity status, yeah. Oh yeah, there's definitely Russians out here in Thailand. Yeah. I'm not gonna hold you. When I was on Tinder, and this is probably telling, when I was matching with like all the Russians. I was swiping right on like all the Russians. I don't know what that means, but I was like, dang, Tim, every time a Russian pops up, you was like, yes, in Thailand. Okay, I don't know. Mm-hmm. Hey, what up, Rob? Yeah, but Thailand's cool. Thailand's cool. It's always a vibe. Always a vibe. So we're enjoying ourselves. Thank you, Colleen. Says your content is raw and authentic. You're saving lives out here. Hey, that's hashtag blessed, man. I pray that. Thanks for using me in the manner that you're using me. So thank you. He said, "This nomad guy I follow you too. Your brother knew. Y'all a brilliant family. Y'all were raised well." Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Shout out to bro. Hey, Alfonso, thank you. I definitely give praise. Especially when I know, and like I said, I never was a bad person. I never was into nothing too crazy, but in my 20s when the alcohol had me, and there was, my life was on a totally different trajectory. To been allowed to come up out of that and do something different and still be used, that means a lot to me, because that Tim was still a good dude, but he was on some other stuff. But he paid the price for that other stuff. Trust to believe. Hey Kyle, I was, when I'm in Denver, and I appreciate you saying that. Thank you. I'll be down when I'm in Denver. I'm over there at City Park, Wash Park. What's the other one? Dang it, now I forget. City Park, Wash Park. What's the one? Cheeseman Park. I'll be at the parks. You might run into me one day. I'll be at the parks. Mary, how you doing? Yeah, Bangkok's a vibe. It's a blessing to be here. Different energy, different culture. It's cool. Oh, Denver. You know what I was you know what I'm missing about Denver right now? The library. Remember when I was going to the library every day, like streaming? I'm missing the library, bro. I'm missing the library. And that one librarian, but I'm gonna see her again. And this time I'm asked her. It's like, you got a girlfriend, boyfriend? You want to go to dinner? She's like, I have a husband. He want dinner? No, I'm joking. I don't even know what that means. But yeah, I'm missing a lot. I'm really missing the library. Like, I'm missing the library. Tima, I agree. I was been saying that to myself, like, Tim, this is the time for your messages now, bro. Like, Yeah, so that's why we're here. Hello, Dreamwalker. Dreamwalker. Yeah, I missed those 15-minute the 15-minute reminders of the library. The library will be closing in 15 minutes. La ciudad de biblioteca, la ciudad. Yeah, I miss it. I was like, man, I don't know why. I was like, man, I miss the library. It'd be the random stuff, man. This is why I can't say favorite place because it'd just be little stuff from places. I'm like, man, I want to be in Denver at the library right now. Even though, occasionally the walk to the library was a little sketch. Certain, but not most of it wasn't bad. But they were, once you got close to the library, it did get a little, it's a little. But that's that's different. But my trip's going good, Tom. My trip's going good. Cannot complain. Enjoying myself. Eating a lot of pork. Every time I say that, all the Muslims like, oh, shut up about the pork. My brother, please shut up about the pork. Yeah, we do it ourselves. Shout out to bro. Yes, clip it. Shout out to bro. God, say your whole vibe. Thank you. Would that be an insult if someone said you were half a vibe? If someone's like, bro, you're like half a vibe. Is that, I feel like that's an insult. You're either a vibe or a whole vibe. You can't be half a vibe. That's a process. I mean, you're half a vibe. I mean, you're like, whatever happened with you and old girl? I mean, like, she's like half a vibe. You know what I mean? She's cool, but okay. All right. I like to think my beliefs are pretty strong, Ricky, but I also think it's important to every so often go back and revisit your beliefs and make sure you still believe in them. I don't know if I'm comfortable thinking my beliefs have something to do with neuroscience. Maybe they do, but I'm strong in my beliefs, but I also leave the door open that for growth, because there's been some beliefs that I had to alter my thinking on. It's like, well, oh, you walk in M-Sphere Mall every day, maybe see you around. Okay, I gotta figure out where that is, but maybe, possibly, Tom, possibly. Actually, I think I know where that is. I think I might have went there my first time coming here, maybe. That would be cool though, Tom, if our paths crossed. Then I could be like, I got recognized again. I can't go nowhere. I can't go to the mall, bro. I can't go nowhere. My buddy Siam was with me in Denver when someone recognized it. The dude, he just walked up, was like, I know who you are, and just kept walking. I'm like, I'm waiting for it to happen when I'm on a date. This is what I need to happen. I'm waiting for it to happen on a date. I envision this scenario. Because I don't, if someone doesn't know me through work or something, and people at work kind of usually know, at a seasonal job, they'll be like, oh yeah, Tim's on YouTube. But say I meet someone and she knows it, I don't mention YouTube really, right? So say I meet someone and she fine, obviously, and we just sitting down talking, we at dinner or something, or we at coffee, whatever, coffee shop, I'm having a tea, whatever. And someone just walks up and they're like, Timothy Ward, oh my, that would be crazy. She'd be like, how do they know you? That would be, I'm waiting for that to happen. I need to manifest that happening. That would be crazy. That would be crazy. She'd be like, wow, they know you? I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of a big deal. Joking. Okay, enough about me. Y'all need a security guard. So I hope I never need a security guard. Somebody gonna run up and be like, you blocked me. Remember that time you blocked me, Timothy? Don't catch the hands. Don't catch the hands. I don't know if I'm that known to get put in a video game. Maybe one day. You don't know. Maybe one day. By the way, shout out to all the gaming streamers out there. I'm learning a lot from them. You're fighting for block. I tell you, I promise you, there's people I blocked. If they saw me, they would say something. When I was in Vegas, there's one time I was in Vegas and I wasn't telling anybody I was in Vegas. it was just one of those times I was like, I just don't feel comfortable. Somebody had saw me walking apparently, and when they were in the chat one day, and like they had said something, and like they hadn't. I won't say I checked them, but like I had said something back, and they were like, "Hey, Tim, I know where you're at. I know where you're at. You ain't telling nobody, but I know where you're at. So watch what you're saying." And somehow they said it to a point where like I figured they knew. I forget exactly how they worded it, but sometimes people say that and whatever. But like the way they said it, I was like, oh, this person actually knows. That's the type of person that like, and I think I did block them, but that's the type of person that would try to like drive by you and say something or walk up to you, that type person. Very few people. Most people ain't on that type time. But like there, you get that one person. Oh, but I'm like, if you know where I'm at, okay. That means I'm gonna know where you're at too. So what's the difference? If you know where I'm at, that means I know where you're at. So PC people be trying to, you got to hit them with stuff like that because people think they intimidating you. I know where you're at. I might see you. Well, then I'll see you. So we just both gonna see each other, and then we both gonna see what happens. So you can't let people intimidate you. Nah, man. While still being careful. That's why, that's what I'm saying. Like sometimes when I don't, I was like, I ain't trying to tell you where I'm at. But most of the time, I'll say I'm in Bangkok. Like it's a huge city. Or like, when I'm in, places I feel very comfortable. I was in Denver for 6 months. Like, everybody knew where I was at. Like I don't really foresee having a problem. But sometimes when I'm places where I don't feel very comfortable, I just don't know. Yeah. Cash me outside. Shout out to Bad Baby. Quiet guy in the room with secret superpowers. Nah, I just not gonna. Just you look familiar. I know you from somewhere. Yeah. See, that's when it's disappointing. When someone's like, I know you from somewhere. It's like, nah, you got to know the name. You got to know what I do. The dude who recognized me at my other Airbnb, he was like, you're on the internet. I was like, yeah. He's like, yeah, you be doing okay. I was like, cool, okay. You know what I do, okay. Am I from Los Angeles? No. But yeah, it is cool being recognized, man. Like that's a big deal. Like means a lot. That's why it's it's when the fame starts going away. When you go about 10 years and nobody recognizes you. Rob, you said how many followers did you have for people to start recognizing you? It was a little different for me because I talked a lot about seasonal work, and then people would recognize me at a seasonal job. So I think that's why it might have happened sooner for me, because I'd be like, oh, seasonal work, come work at Big Sky, and the people would come work at Big Sky. You know what I mean? They'd see, oh, boom. So I think it makes it easier when you talk about something and it involves like a place, and then people can show up at that place and you're also there. I think that makes it easier. I still the day like a guest recognized me at Big Sky blew my mind. Like I was used to the workers, fellow workers, seasonal workers, but like a guest was like, I think he was in his room. And I was like, I can't remember what they look like though. That's weird. Why am I drawing a blank on the face? But like the guy was in his room and like I was talking on the radio or something. He came out, I was like, is that Timothy Ward? I'm like, huh? He was like, I thought I'd see you here. I'm like, what? Like his wife was like, who is that? He was like, the guy from the internet. Like it was that still is one that blows my mind. Like the dude was like literally in his room. I'm walking the floors at my seasonal job. And like I said something on the radio talking to somebody, and the guy like came out his room and was like, is that Timothy Ward? I'm like, huh? Like what? I'm like, what are the chance? Like that one still seems crazy to me. Okay. Would I live in the Northeast? Maybe, possibly. A young Denzel, I'll take that. I'll take it with a grain of salt. Oh, Jody, no, I'm not from LA. We met before. It wasn't it probably wasn't Los Angeles. I've only been there a couple times, and I didn't stay long. Yeah, it was all up. Healing. It's all up. It's like I said, someone asked me the other day, and I was like, "There's only one time I met someone, and I was even the slightest bit, and even that turned out fine." So, no, I will say this though, and this is why sometimes I will, go dark on like my location and stuff. Sometimes it is a different. Like most of the time, you just go through life doing what you do. You don't know them; they don't. No one knows. You know what I mean? So it is weird when you realize that, like, oh, I could be in a city somewhere that I've never been to, and there might be some people here who know me, and I don't know. You know what I mean? Like you they always have people going by with like loudspeakers. I don't know what they're saying, but Richard, how's it going? But yeah, you yeah, sometimes there is that idea of like, oh, people might know me around here, and I don't know that they know me. So it does, yeah. What are they talking about out there? Yeah, that was a big guy, Rico. Can y'all hear that? Yeah, I remember getting recognized in Alaska. That was crazy too. Thank you for reminding me of that one, Richard. That was crazy. Like that one, I was filming a video. I'm in Seward, Alaska. Like I'm in Seward. Like think about this, folks. I'm in Alaska, bro. I'm in like Seward, Alaska. My friend I was staying with, she was at work. So I'm just walking around, I'm doing a video. I go down there by the bay. Beautiful, beautiful scenery. The mount, like it's gorgeous down there. I'm down there, I'm doing, I walked up, kind of walking, talking it. And then I think I was just getting some B-roll of like the bay. And so I walk over, it's kind of like a parking lot right there. And then, I'm telling you, beautiful scenery. And I'm getting some pictures and I'm about to walk back across the parking lot to start filming again. And someone was like, I forget exactly what he said. Man, I forget his exact words. But I'm like, basically just like, hey, what's up, Tim? Or something like, just something like that. Like something to know he knew me. I'm like, huh? Yeah, Timothy Ward, I thought that was you. I'm like, what? I had forgotten about that one. Yeah, that one was crazy. I'm like, how? I'm like, I'm at the edge of nowhere. At the end of the world feels like in Alaska, bro. Like that was a crazy one too. He's like, hey, yeah, watch the videos, man. Good to see you. And in my video, I said I started filming again, and I was like, y'all not gonna believe this. I just got recognized. And so it was. I'm telling you, man, it's the power of the internet. Is not anyone thinking about starting a YouTube channel. This is what I'm talking about. Like the power of the internet is insane, and it can open doors for you and put your face in front of people anywhere. Anywhere. Yeah, it's the internet goes everywhere. So, and you don't know half the people who are watching you. It's just a very small percentage of the people who comment and actively join the community. The much bigger percentage are the people who just watch and enjoy and but those are the ones you just randomly see you one day. Like that, yeah, that was a crazy one too. Yeah, bro, yeah, I was just like, oh, huh? I'm like, how do you, it's just weird. Like just think about when I got recognized in Grand Canyon too, same thing. Just think about you somewhere just random and someone knows you. It's funny. Okay, enough about me. I'm sorry. I feel like I've been talking about me forever. Usually food or politics on the speaker in Japan or Korea. Maybe it was, but just every now and then, someone will come by with like a loudspeaker and they just be talking. And it's weird because it's like a very quiet street. So I'm like, what? That's the only thing. When you're in another country, don't speak the language, stuff like that. You're like, I kind of wish I knew what they were saying. Because is it important? Yeah, we were in the It wasn't a Super Bowl commercial. It was the basketball championships commercial. Yeah, you know, we've had a good run. We've had a good run. You know, we had a good. They didn't pay me for that. I was young. I was young. I didn't know. You know, I just signed over the rights for them to use my content, and that was the times that, man, I could have got. But they did do another commercial and pay me $500 with it. But it was just an on YouTube commercial. But they did circle back and give me a few dollars. But yeah, man. Have I spoken to other decent sized content creators in my space? Um, I have a few. I have a couple friends. You know, like Travel Snacks is my really good friend. Um, I don't really associate with a ton of content creators. Like, not. I just don't meet them. So, but like me and Travel Snacks, it's a blessing to have her as a friend because, you know, we can I can talk YouTube with her, and like it's. I have other people I talk YouTube with, and they help me out a lot. Like my buddy Cyan helps me out a lot with it because he sees it from, you know, he we became friends. He followed me on YouTube before we ever met. You know, we became when we finally met face to face, we knew each other from he knew me from YouTube, you know. So he sees it from that perspective, and that's very helpful. But like my friend, you know, Allison, Travel Snacks, she's a YouTuber. So it is great to have her as a friend so we can talk about uniquely YouTube stuff, you know. You sent me a message on IG, Richard. You know I don't look at videos and reels. You know this. You have to know this. You have to know this. Wolfgang, I'll be honest. I came back to Thailand mainly to because it's inexpensive, and I wanted to. For example, I went to the dentist here. I wanted to ride the bus. Like I just kind of wanted to get more information and be able to answer more questions about it. So, and I've been here before, so it's easier going here than somewhere else. So, I mean, it honestly was here or London, and this was cheaper. I could come to Thailand and actually save money. If I went to London, I probably would have came back. I would have spent more money probably than I would have spent in the States. So, and there wasn't, you know, there's really no, London would have just been totally like, hey, I'm here, you know, here, there's some stuff I could learn and figure out, be kind of helpful to people, you know, I think. 11, no, you know, Richard, you know me. It's a hard, fast rule. I don't watch videos people say, I don't watch videos like people like my best friend send me, you know, people I'm going to like talk to on the phone tomorrow. You watch that video? I'm like, y'all know I don't watch the videos. It'd have to be something we're talking about. Like if we're talking about something, they're like, oh, I'll send you the video. Cool. Whenever someone randomly sends me a video, I don't watch it. Everybody knows this about me. I don't hide it. I don't pretend like, oh, I looked at it. I'm like, I'm not gonna watch it, bro. I just, you know. Yeah, yeah, Mike, I can attest to that. I can attest to that they really got apartments for around $600 a month. Yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, you can go on Airbnb, and Airbnb is way more pricey, but you can still on there find it. So yeah, I can attest to that. I can attest to that. Yeah, the place I stayed at last, well, yeah, it was $161 for the week. And that was all on Airbnb. If you walked up and just knocked on the door, you probably get it for cheaper than that. So yeah, yeah, I can attest that's true. Yeah, you can probably find a place for 500. I mean, even like around here, there's just way more. And maybe in big cities like I don't know, New York is more prevalent. But what I've seen is there's just way more. There's so much more lodging. Every time I'm walking around, there's just service departments. There's just a ton of lodging. So yeah, I can attest to that, Mike 01 Davis. Yeah, there's $600 a month. You could get a place to stay here. Yeah, yeah. And I think if you're staying, and that's just walking up, be like, hey, I need a place to stay for a month. If you, from what I've heard, if you're going to do it long term, say someone moved here, you can get it even cheaper than that, like a decent apartment. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's just different. It's just, it's not. I think because they have so much housing, and it's just a different. I mean, it has to be based on what like someone who's from here can afford. So it seems very cheap to us, but like that's probably right in line with maybe how much the average salary is a month here. So yeah, I went to the dentist. I talked about it earlier. I mean, it was cheap. It was $52 to get a cleaning, and they prescribed some medicinal mouthwash that I needed. For it was $3. She's like, yeah, this is what your total was. It was 100 baht for the mouthwash. I'm like, that would have been $30 back home. So all in all, it was a good experience. It just was. I just don't think she took her time. I would have felt better about it if she took her time with the cleaning. It seemed like she just ran through it. So the flight was good night, Jose. Good to see you. Appreciate you coming through. Appreciate the love. Good night. The flight was I flew out of Seattle. So from Seattle to South Korea was 11 hours and 10 minutes or something. Then I had a 3 hour layover. And then the flight from South Korea to Bangkok was 5 hours and 15 minutes. So, 16 and a half hours total flying. Yeah, not too bad. Do I think I'm smart or good looking? I'll be honest. I think I'm a smart dude. You know what I mean? I think I think I think intelligent. I'm okay. I'm okay. I don't know if I think I'm cute. You know what I mean? I don't think I'm the type of person that people look at and be like, dang. You know what I mean? But I think it's like, oh, you're cute. I think I'm cute enough, right? I think I'm cute enough that if I got other qualities, boom. But I don't think I'm. Some people are blessed with just that. Everyone in the room's like, wow, like she's hot. Or like, dang, that's a cute. Like I think Billy's cute. Yeah, cute enough. Japan is higher on my list than Australia, but Japan is like bucket list. Australia is like, I just want to go, but Japan's like bucket list. Oh, Tom said you can have a very nice apartment for 300 a month. Okay, good to know. Basketball. I don't think I would live in Thailand, and that's not shade at Thailand. It just doesn't feel like oh, I'd like to live here. Like, and once again, that's not shade. Obviously, I like it here. I keep coming back, but like, I just get the feeling that there's other countries that might speak to me more. Yeah. So we got to figure out what those are. Hey, Alvin. Respectfully, part of it's camera angle. It will always seem like I'm thinner on my laptop. Part of it is I think I am losing a little weight because I'm out here sweating in these streets. I'm losing my water weight. But respectfully, just like you probably wouldn't ask someone were they gaining weight, those of us who are thin naturally, it's kind of hits the same. You wouldn't be like, are you getting fat? So like it kind of hits the same for someone to be like, are you losing weight? Or at least maybe me, I'm just weird that way. So in future, for anybody out there, not my favorite question. Not my favorite question, respectfully. It's all good, Alan. I'm learning that it's better to say and get it out there than to hold it in. So that's why, like I said, no disrespect. I'm not mad at all. But I've learned it's better to just communicate like, hey, I don't really like, and then it's over and done with. Bunyan said, if you're happy overseas, why are you making videos going back to the United States? it's like I'm on vacation. So it's like you might go to the Netherlands on vacation and you have a great time, but you still go back home. So like came over here, it's like a vacation. I'm learning a lot. Hopefully, some of the stuff I'm learned I could pass on to people who might want to come stay here. But like the United States is home. So like, hold on, this I think we're dangerously close to sniping. I can tell. But yeah, I don't know and I think because the popularity of people living, like moving overseas, now we suddenly think that anytime someone goes overseas, they should never come back. And it's like, I like America. You know what I mean? Actually, we're going to just go ahead and snipe because I don't feel like waiting for that person to say something else crazy. It's like, I like America. America's home. If I found somewhere else that like I liked as well, and it was cheaper or something else, or I found love there and I was like, oh, I want to stay here, cool. But it's not like I don't know. It's just weird thing now that like if you've ever gone to Southeast Asia and liked it, people think it's crazy that you come back to America. I don't like even people who gone and stayed for years came back. Well, I was there for 10 years. It was great. I'm gonna come back for a while. Like I just don't. Yeah, see that one I just pre-sniped. I already knew they was gonna say something crazy. I already knew they was gonna say something crazy. Once again, I just don't feel like I'm getting the level of trollage that I deserve. Slow on the troll, like typos. We're the sophisticated, witty trolls. We're the trolls that like, the trolls that yeah, I know. I was like, is Angela still here? I know he's watching. We're the trolls I like, the ones that I don't realize they're trolling until about 4 comments in. I'm like, dang it, they got me. I like it though. This is not an invitation for people to try to intelligently troll me. It won't work. It's a gift. You just got to be that. I'm like, where are those people at? The ones that you're like, wait a second. I think he's trolling. Where are those? Not the people who just come in and go, like, stop, bro. Like, just say craziness. Like, what? I guess it takes on, right? You got to, no. Hey, basketball, glad you like the perspectives. And I'm glad it's helping. More importantly, I'm glad it's helping. Yeah, where are the, something get aggravating. Healing it get aggravating some days. Man, it's like, bro, just sit here, we have fun, and people cut ignorance, bro. Give me the, remember when there was this is the art to trolling? Maybe there never was, but I like to think there was a romantic heyday on the internet where all trolls were articulate. It's sophisticated. Yeah, this one. Yeah, they come. What's today? Thursday. I know what it is. It's close to Mother's Day. A lot of stuff coming up in people. It's close to Mother's Day. A lot of weird stuff going on with people because it's about to be Mother's Day. Yep, that's what it is. That's what it is. Something in the air. A lot of weird. Watch around Father's Day won't be no trolls. It's Mother's Day, people. I was like, bro, like, where's the? Try a little harder. I don't mind you trying to troll, but just try a little harder, bro. Do they use the same calendar here? I don't know. I mean, I don't know if they have their own kind of calendar that they use as well. Like, I imagine like if you go to China, like it's still May, whatever, but there's also like the Chinese calendar, right? So maybe that happens. I don't know. That's an interesting question. Alvin, the teeth cleaning was okay. I just wish she'd taken longer and done a more detailed job. So, Tom, you think America will always be home? Yeah, and I think, I'll be honest, I don't think anyone who's asked me that has ever been out the country and asked it. I don't think, you know. And if they did, they asked differently. Because most people will be like, yeah, you know, I'm not, you know, if someone's actually out the country or something, they're like, yeah, I'm probably not coming back for a while, bro. You know, they just talk about them. But I think that like people who are outside the country understand how different it is. I think a lot of people who maybe haven't traveled and are just like, why would you ever come back? They've never left to see that like it's a totally different culture. And not that that's a bad thing, but like it's different. Like there's something for being home. Like I say, I don't like the idea that we have to have the conversation about leaving America. I just wish we would fix our problems so we all could stay home if we wanted to, you know, but is what it is. Rob, I hear live music from time to time. It's hard to put into words what music sounds like, at least for me. I mean, you hear a ton of like Western music, like you know, when at the party spots, you know, they listen to 50 Cent too. They back that ass up too, you know. But yeah, I don't really hear a lot of live like Thai music because I mean, I think most places I'm by are like party spots, so I haven't heard any really like like local music. I feel like I went on a rant there about trolls. Sarah, how you doing? How you doing? It's okay though, folks. I'm gonna take y'all with me. Whenever I take some trips, I'm gonna take y'all with me and talk about the places, you know. And then I'll fly back home. You know, we'll fly back home. You know, rant. Oh yeah, you know, every now and then. So you be trying to be. Yeah, we talked about food. I feel like I talk about food every stream. Yeah, we talked about food, sir. Did you have some questions though? Tango Alpha Bravo says, after I work at Yellowstone again this year on New Year's, I go back to Thailand for the third time. I stay almost entirely in northern Thailand, an hour from Chiang Rai. Not too many foreigners. Oh, okay. I feel you. I'm the opposite. I'm like, where the foreigners at? Where my people at? Where are we at? That's awesome. From what I've seen, healing, no, they don't have anywhere near the substance problems we have. No, I feel like the drug laws are very strict here. So I mean, like weed's legal now, but I feel like the drug laws are very strict from what I've heard. So no, I don't see. Every now and then, I might see someone. I'm like, I wonder if they're on, but it's definitely not. I mean, especially for Bangkok to be such a major city, um, I might have seen two or three people the whole time that I was like, I wonder if they're on something, and they might have just been drunk. Like, nah, it's nowhere near. From what I've seen, it's nowhere near the substance abuse here, which is crazy because you can just walk in the pharmacy and over the counter buy things that you have to have a prescription for back home. So, Richard, I order food delivery every day. Yeah. I do not miss Florida, Alvin. No. I can no. I mean, no disrespect. I that was a different time, and Florida was cool while it was cool. I do not miss Florida. No, which is why I almost never go back. I haven't gone back in a while. I don't. Nah, I'm good. I'm good. I haven't met anyone here like in person, but I've watched lots of videos online of people who've been to, and someone was mentioning it in the chat. I haven't talked with anyone face to face about the doctors' hospitals, but I've heard watching videos that it's and people in the chat have said they had a good experience. Victoria made it. I don't miss North Dakota really. No, North Dakota was cool, but like I wasn't long enough to miss it. Like, so yeah, I don't really miss North Dakota. It was cool, Oh, you found teeth cleanings aren't as thorough? And okay, so maybe they wasn't jipping me. Because I was like, man, like that didn't seem like it took long. So okay, that makes sense. Thanks, Tom. It's good to know. Yeah, the humidity is crazy, Tango. Yeah, the humidity is, yeah, yeah. That's why, like, I can't stay outside long. Like, 45-minute walk, like, I'm soaked, like, for real. Like, it's, yeah. Have I had my own personal Thai DoorDash king? You know, it's a lot of different people. A lot of different people come through. They drive scooters around here. Ain't nobody wasting that much gas in a car. They do it on scooter, which I don't know why, you know, more people don't deliver Uber Eats and DoorDash on a scooter. Especially if you live in like a city, you know, and you're only going to be going a certain, you know, if you're out in the burbs, I get it. But like, yeah, I'm like, why don't more people use scooters in the city? But that's typically because you don't see a lot of scooter dealerships in the city, you know, which is weird to me. I haven't been to the flea market. I don't think. Have I been to the flea market? No, I don't think I've been. I went into. I went. I used the. I went into a kind of a flea market place, but I just used the. I just went to Western Union to change some money over. I didn't really do any shopping. Hey, okay, I see you, Rico. DoorDash King, I see you. Let's go. See, once again, this is what I'm talking about. Basic level trolls, respectfully. Block with love. Come and talk about hot dog style. Mustard and rough. It's, hey, Tim, accountability is your community. If there's basic trolls, it's because you set up the type of community. I feel like the price we pay for being so positive is that we don't get the good trolls. That's what it is. The good trolls go to the negative streams. Like, we're too positive. We only get the people who don't know better. That's what it is. Okay, all right, I feel better now. It's not me. It's not y'all. It's just because we're so positive. It's so much good energy. The good trolls, this ain't. They know better. It's hot dog boy here. I shouldn't say that. Calm down, Tim. Like, it's just, I don't know, man. You work hard. you put 10 years into a platform. you, you don't ask for much, right? You put 10 years into a platform. You don't ask for much. You're not selling courses. You know, you're not out there, getting all kinds of sponsorships and telling your audience to buy all kinds of crap they don't need. You try to do the right thing consistently. You show up day in and day out consistently. All you ask. Bring back the flat earthers. I miss the flat earthers. I remember that one time they bombed us, and like it was a whole chat full of flat earthers. That was funny. That was funny. That was funny. All of a sudden, 20 flat earthers came in. They're like, the earth is flat, the earth is flat. They were just, I was like, thank you. They got up out of here. I got them up out of here. But actually, I think they just kind of came in and went. I don't know if I had to block all of them. I think they just showed up, flat earth, and dipped. But that was funny. See, we get another one. Don't be coming for people. See how triggered people get when you say the earth is flat? Somebody had some words to say. Yeah, it's kind of fun when they show up. Like, if people show up and go, and if they're not, like before when people showed up and they were being racist or whatever, that's not fun. But like, if someone just shows up and they want to, talk about, I don't care. That's fun, because that's not, I mean, that's controversial to some people, but I think most people don't care. Yeah, whether the earth is round or flat, the rent still due. The babies still need, milk money for school, right? So like, that's one that's just, it's kind of funny. Oh, they're back. They're back. So this is an example, folks, of one person, and it's probably the same person who did it last stream, but this is an example of one person just creating multiple accounts to try to come in and like see this is an example of see I talked this up. This is what I see this is what I get for talking about trolls. Somebody's like, oh, I'm a good one, and they're not, bro. Angela, I think I see it quicker. I think I see it before, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, so we're gonna have to change the subject because once again, the good ones are busy. You just get JV McGee over here who wants. Oh man, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. You get to wake up and do this all morning. You can't complain. Hold on. But yeah, I mean, it further emphasizes the power we have to speak things into existence. Anybody who believes that like you can't manifest, any anyone who believes you can't manifest, perfect example. See, you always can bring a positive spin to it. Now, we've yet to manifest a troll that actually is good at what they do. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and jump off. I was trying to make it to 4 hours, but I think 3 hours and 41 minutes is good. I feel like I was running dry on material there. Tom's down there at the M Sphere. I got to figure out where that's at. Thank you so much for coming in. Shout out to Angela, world's best moderator. Big shout out to the Super Chat squad. Thank y'all. Love y'all. Big shout out to the thumbs uppers, the lurkers, everybody who came through, all the people that we said we're going to say prayers for. We're going to definitely say prayers for as soon as this is over. I appreciate all of y'all being part of this community. I promise next time we'll get back to the good conversation. I won't be ranting about random topics. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much. Talk again soon.